I'll get the little second screen thing up here. Hello, Captain Hook. How did you get the actors? Captain Hook asks how I got the actors. All will be revealed. That's what I'm going to do for this little stream. I'm just going to give some behind the scenes, like, debrief on all the stuff that I did. The little secrets, the little stuff. Nothing too amazing, but it's just, if I'd be interested in seeing the behind the scenes and like just talking about stuff that didn't go in the video and all that stuff. I want to access like a dashboard, you know, where you can. That'll do. Right, there we go. Let's have a little sip of water before we go. All right then. Where can I put this? I'll put it back there. I'll do a little tweet, and then we'll be good to go. I don't know how to do a link. I'll do it on desktop. Yeah, no, we're going to talk about the third time's the harm. We're going to get all that squared away. Any questions you have about it, if there is anything, it's just a silly video, but I'll be happy to answer them. Might talk a bit about Dominion, because I saw Dominion as well. Could get a little Dominion discussion going. Don't have too many thoughts about that, like, but yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll be good. Riley Frost, thank you for joining the stream. He says, I thought it was real until like the last 15 minutes. The last 15 minutes, you got that far without realising it was a... Come on, Riley. Oops. Right, so that's all good. I'm going to do a little tweet. If anyone on Twitter wants to join the stream, of course. It's all about synergy. It's all about getting your accounts, pushing out all the stuff to the, you know. How do we even do this? Right, there we go. Chatting about Thursday. Yeah, that looks good. Looks good to me. Post the link and I'll put I am now live. Live. Oops. I'm live chatting about momentarily chatting about third times the harm and Dominion. That's a bit too many capitals. You just can't see that screen, can you? No. I'm live chatting about third time's the harm and Dominion. That'll do, let's get that squared away. Alright, pretty cool. Looks like it's gone. Looks like it's done what it's needed to do. Alright then. So you're saying you got till the last 15 minutes of the video, of the hour-long video, before you realised it was a piss take? Because... or is that just an exaggeration? Because I saw someone else, it was like... Someone in the comments said, oh, you know, I wish I hadn't wasted 20 minutes watching this video. I thought it was good. I thought it was serious. But like 20 minutes in, there's a lot of stuff that's going to clue you off before the 20-minute mark. Hal 9000 backwards. What's up, bro? Nice to catch a live stream. What is your favourite JP video game? Ooh. I think it's got to be Operation Genesis. A lot of hours on Operation Genesis back in the day. What else? Lost World PlayStation game is obviously really good. But for me, it's got to be Operation Genesis. it was just like, it was like zen-like experience. Just the music and like the weather, like the sounds of the weather and the rain, and like it was just, you get the camera right in close, see all the little jungle, and it was just nice. It was a relaxing kind of thing. But yeah, no. There's something that I always do where, like, if in my videos when there's like a death or like somebody dies, I always do like a church bell ringing, like a dung, which is from Operation Genesis. So when guests would get eaten, it would do that dung sound. So that's what I just do that sometimes in videos. It happens in the third times when Joe Johnston he dies, and then his soul comes out. It does it then. Riley likes when the weird dimension stuff happened. Thank you very much, Riley. I don't know, that's fun for me. It's fun to make. I just like, I started out with it was never going to be a serious documentary, like, ever. It was always going to be like a parody of there's this documentary filmmaker from England called Adam Curtis, who makes like really amazing, like moving, insightful documentaries about all kinds of stuff. He's done loads. Hypernormalization. He's done a couple of series. They're all on BBC iPlayer and stuff like that. But I wanted to kind of do a parody of an Adam Curtis documentary, but about Jurassic Park 3. So the start of it is very much like that. The start of the video, just a black text, and it's all quite slowly builds up. Which right there is, I'm laughing because it's something so serious and like heavy. This is the true story, and then it's about Jurassic Park 3. Like, you don't even need jokes, just the concept to me was funny. So it's kind of started out as that, and then I was like, slowly it's gonna get weirder and weirder, and then by the end it was just absolute mental. Like, just have fun, get the green screen out, start having a laugh, that sort of thing, doing weird After Effects stuff. Ralph says, do you collect Jurassic Park stuff? And if so, is it only the OG merch, or do you also go after the current Mattel stuff? I do have a collection. It was a lot bigger a few years ago, but then I moved it house a few times, and I'm sort of massively consolidated it. It's all pretty much in one box now. And some of it's in a cabinet, glass cabinet, IKEA special. It's all in there. I might show it one day. I've shown it before, like a few years ago, 2020 actually, a few years ago. But mostly I'm into the old, like literally like stuff from 1992/3. I like the books. I like lunch boxes and like stuff that people would have actually used, and like I've got a couple of the original toys that I just had as a kid, still got them. In terms of new stuff, not really that arsed, I'm gonna be honest. I like sometimes some of the clothes are quite cool, like the merch, like the tops and like hoodies and all that stuff. I like that. But new toys, Mattel stuff, I haven't got a single one. It's just not for me. I know that a lot of people go crazy over that stuff, but I'm not really the sort of toys that I collect. Is like they're all in it. I haven't got anything here. I don't think I've got anything. Nah, I like, it's called Sofubi. It's like soft vinyl Japanese style toys. I've got a Sofubi addiction, I have to say. It's basically just like colourful, weird sculpts and colourful crap. Monsters, aliens, robots. There's like transparency, and if just Google Sofubi or soft vinyl stuff. I just love that stuff, man. It's definitely got to be like an infantilized kind of hobby, like interest, because it's all bright colours and strange. I mean, look at all this crap here. Look at all this pins and fucking. I just like that sort of stuff, colours and I don't know, crap like that. Hello, Electric. Why doesn't Google show anything about Ushbutter-Runkov? Oh, they've got his tendrils into all the Silicon Valley giants. There's no traces of him. There's no digital traces of the man. What other movies and shows do you follow beyond JP? There's a clue right there. Whoops. Blade Runner. I love Blade Runner. There's a lot of stuff, to be honest. Like, I thought for a long time, like, I'd like to move into doing other stuff, to be honest, and not just Jurassic Park. But every time I've sort of made something, I've like gone, people won't like it. But I'm sure, like, if you watch like Terradome 3000 on that YouTube channel, that's Jack from Chaos Theorem. He does he does everything. It's all his interests. He's got the lot. He's got not just Jurassic stuff, essentially. I'd like to do that sort of stuff. I'd like to get more of my other interests. Like Blade Runner stuff, Alien stuff, all sorts. But in terms of like favourite films and all that, Jurassic Park, Blade Runner, they're like number one, spot tied. I like obviously Alien. I like Ghost in the Shell. I really like Ghost in the Shell. Into Deus Ex. That's a good franchise of video games. I like Metal Gear. I don't know. I like all sorts of stuff. Just random stuff. Eclectic tastes. Old Soviet films that last 3 hours and are unfinished from the 70s. I like that sort of crap. Anything. Absolutely anything along my interest. I can find interest in absolutely anything. Really. I'm not really limited in terms of stuff that I like. This is like, look, there's classic horror posters here. Vincent Price, Roger Corman. That's not Roger Corman film. House on Haunted Hill. What's all this crap here? That's from The Wicker Man. That's Christopher Lee in the wig and the dress, which sounds funny, but in the film is absolutely terrifying. It's Christopher Lee in a dress dancing, like, oh my god. Wicker Man. That's from Jurassic Park. That's a Tim Burton thing. Signed by Tim Burton, that. That's pretty cool, isn't it? It's not an original, but it's a print signed by Tim Burton. That is an original up here by the artist Jim Moyer, Vic Reeves. Any British comedy fans know Vic and Bob. Yeah, that's an original. He did that with his hands. That was a gift. So yeah, all sorts of crap on here. Films and there's Jurassic Park, there's Blade Runner, there's all sorts of stuff. So this is all my interests, pretty much. All of them in here. So there you go. I was listening to your most popular JP remix video the other day in my car. It's so good, dude. Thank you very much. Although I have to stress, I didn't do the music on any of those videos, by the way. That Jeff Goldblum, Dr. Malcolm, is by somebody I know. And I asked for permission. And I was like, can I do a music video to accompany this? And he was like, yeah. Full disclosure. It says it in the start of the video, so. How did you know who was the Ushbutter-Runkov? How did I know who was Ushbutter-Runkov? It was just... Well, we'll get into that. How many viewers? We've got 8 viewers. I'm happy with that. I think I'm gonna open the Premiere project that I actually made the thing with, so you can see what a monstrosity it is. And then I'll just I'll skim through it and just talk about stuff, because I'm just gonna ramble otherwise. So if people are even bothered, but I don't even care. I'm happy to do it. So there you go. All right then. Let me just do a little sound check. So we'll mute the background music. So let me know if you can see this. Yeah, you can see that. Riley says Dominion thoughts. Hey, I liked it. I've only seen it the once, but I enjoyed it. Is it totally insane, over the top, like, we're going here, we're going there, there's a dinosaur here, there's a dinosaur there, or you just about catch your breath, there's another dinosaur. Is it like that all the way through? Yeah. Did I thoroughly enjoy it? Absolutely. It's, look, with each subsequent sequel, they've gotten further and further from what I think makes Jurassic Park awesome. You know, it's very, I don't know, it's just, I don't even want to compare them. But as they were sort of getting further and further away, and I was getting less and less interested. Jurassic World, I really don't really care for Jurassic World. Fallen Kingdom, again, I was like, it looks nice, but it just doesn't do anything for me. But then Dominion, I guess because it has the legacy cast back, and it had gone so far, like, there's locusts, and then we're over in Malta, and then there's like a weird underground Blade Runner style marketplace with like weirdos in masks and crap like that. It had come all the way around the world to being cool again for me. So I was back on board. I was like, this is rules. And I do think there's some genuinely good stuff in there. Like I've talked about, I really like Dodgson. I thought he was good. He could have just been like another like mustache twirling, you know what I mean? But he's not. He's a bit more like, liked all the locust stuff. Yeah, I liked it. I did like it. I know that it seems pretty divisive, more so than Fallen Kingdom. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it for what it was. That's all I can say. Right, so you can all see this little thing here. Here we go then. Can you hear it though? That's the. Pause that. Let me just check if you can hear the audio. You don't need to, I suppose. Oh, you can't. Right, I'll put the audio on for this. I think it's just a case of going to window capture, going to properties. Okay. Bear with me. Oh, we could do that. Wait, headphone audio? Let's try this. Can you hear this? Can you hear the video that I'm playing in the video? No, you can't. Well, I can hear it. Hmm. Just get the settings right, because I want to skim through it, and if you can't hear it, it's not gonna be right. I can see the actual thing is there. Properties. Okay, it's all good. It looks good to me. It's good on my end. OBS. Headphones audio. Try that. Told for the first time on the. Told for the first time on the. Yeah, you can hear that now, can't you? Told for the first time. Can you hear that? Oh shit. The 20th anniversary of its release. A sequel notorious for numerous script rewrites. Oh, sweet. Numerous script rewrites. Right, there we go then. Right, we're laughing. We're back on track. Right. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole video. It's a beast. So this is very much this intro here is very much an Adam Curtis rip-off. The text coming in on the screen, black and white, all that crap. And we've got a bit of stock footage. Oh, in fact, if I do this, can you see this full screen? Because that'd be
Jurassic Park 3, told for the first time on the 20th anniversary of its release.
Should be able to. No, you can't. Oh, that's rubbish. Never mind.
A sequel notorious for numerous script rewrites, production problems, and on-set disagreements, the extent of which have only
I don't see why you can't see that full screen. Anyway, never mind.
partly been revealed.
So we've got a bit of an intro. It's all very serious. I don't actually want to talk about any of this because there's now to talk about. This is all just like the serious build-up. But again, like, this all just kind of serves as the setup to the punchline, which is the weird stuff, in my opinion. Like, it was always going to be, like, the serious first, like, everyone was like, well, not everyone. Some people were like, oh, we wanted a serious documentary. And I understand that there's a demand for that. But, like, it's like, oh, the first you know, first 10 minutes of the like, serious and all that stuff. But that was always just going to be, like, the setup to the jokes. It was never, ever going to be a serious thing. The only purpose it serves is to, yeah, play against the mad stuff that comes later on, basically. So we've got good old Kathleen Kennedy. We've got Joe himself. Do you actually like JP3 or no? I mean, it's not good, but I do like it. I enjoy it. It's like, I don't know, I think we've all kind of, as Jurassic Park fans, you know, we've all come to love it, flaws and all. I think it's not a good film, definitely not. It's got massive flaws. And there's sometimes actually, like, frustrating to watch, but for the most part, it's all right. It's got some good stuff. The birdcage stuff is fantastic. It feels like a Jurassic Park film. It's got that whole, like, late 90s, early 2000s kind of aesthetic. It's fun. It's, you know, it's what it is. All right, so I wanted to point this out because when people say, like, I wish I hadn't wasted 20 minutes watching that. I want that 20 minutes back. It's like 20 minutes. The first joke is at the 5-minute mark. I made sure it was only 5 minutes in because I didn't want to waste people's time. Like, get them in to see it and, like, oh, it's building something up. It's building something up. But then the first joke, look, look, it's here, look, honey, we shrunk ourselves. And then it goes, where are we? 5 minutes, 20 seconds in.
1997. Honey, I blew it.
Honey, I blew it. And there's a picture of a coffin. So you only have to wait 5 minutes before you go, oh, it's a piss take. And then you can click off the video. Like, if you get to that point and you know, you're not happy, okay, you've only lost 5 minutes. Like, I tried to be conscious of that. You know what I mean? So we get all the posters.
Honey,
I photoshopped all of these posters, by the way. It was a lot of fun. Coming up with just the stupidest things I could think of. Honey, I Done Shrunked. Like, I wish these films were real because I'd watch every one.
Honey, I Shrunk God. The direct-to-video investigative procedural Unsolved: The Shrunk Files. Honey, you're not going to believe what I've shrunk.
Honey, you're not going to believe what I've shrunk. I don't know if it's clear in the video, but that's honey. He has shrunk honey. That's the joke. You're not going to believe what I've shrunk, honey. It's honey. That's the joke on that one.
2000.
I'm basically just going to go through the video and explain the jokes. I hope you're on board for that.
Political thriller Weapons of Mass
Destruction. Like, That's what I don't get. People saying they watched it for 20 minutes. Well, it was only one person. But like, oh, I watched it for 20 minutes. So you got to weapons of mass destruction and continued watching. Like, that's on you. I'm sorry, but that's on you. Cretaceous Cast is in the chat. What did you do for the planning of this film? Did you have a script outline or just go nuts? I actually pretty heavily scripted it. I've got a note. I just got opened a notepad document and was like, the first things were just like an out, like, oh, Adam Curtis parody of this, going to include that bit of conspiracy stuff. It was just literally words. But then when I actually tried to sort of get some kind of structure to it, then I was literally word for word. All the narration is all like typed. But then it would just it would come at me in like chunks. Like I'd be in bed and I'd go, oh, that'd be funny. And then I'd wake up and like I'd just make a little note, like, could do something with a cinematographer being murdered. That'd be funny. And then I'd flesh it out the next day and I'd write the rest of it. It was all just about sort of having it feel right and sound right and be able to put the images to it. I made a video, basically. That's what you do. But in terms of like the narrated stuff, it was just like word for word written down what I was going to say. Didn't just improvise that. Getting some images together, floating around, zooming it in. But then if I was like filming live action stuff, that was more sort of just having a brief plan. Or definitely have a shot list. That's what I couldn't have done it without a shot list, because I tried just winging it, and it would be like I'd come home and be like, well, I've missed, there's no shot here, that bit doesn't match here, there's nothing to fill this in. So then I would start having like a little shot list. So I don't need I mean, it's a Jurassic Park 3 joke video. It doesn't need like extreme screenplay, but you know what I mean. Having a little shot list is helpful. Like, you know, shot of me walking up to a tree, shot of me sitting at the tree, looking over, picking up, you know what I mean, basic stuff. But it helped me to just to get what I needed. And it was pretty much, I would have said, pretty much all of it, all the live action crap was like it was an edit on the camera sort of thing. So I would shoot shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, which is kind of like, I know you're supposed to get coverage and all that crap, but I've always preferred to just like get shot 1 in the camera, then do shot 2, then shot 3, and then shot. And if you have to go back and try to match some up, then whatever, doesn't matter. I think because when I started making like messing about with cameras, it was back on tape, like it was on film, and I didn't have any editing software, so I would literally just click, there's shot 1, move the camera, there's shot, you know, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, anyway, weapons of mass destruction. Weapons of mass destruction. I still laugh at that. I laugh at all my own stuff, by the way. I know that's sad, but I don't really get when people say like, I don't like watching my own stuff. I fucking love watching my own stuff, man. Oh dear. I think this bit here as well is a good sort of filter, because you got some of the silliest rapid fire like crap. And if people make it to weapons of mass destruction and go, I'm going to watch the rest of this, then that's the people I want sticking around. You know what I mean? If they get to that and go, I'm off, this isn't for me, see you later. But if they make it through weapons of mass destruction, then I know that they're the people that I want around.
Destruction, 2001. The 2002 teen comedy Blow This. The 2004 German-only release Honig, ich habe die Schäferhund trunken. Last year's Honey, that's the last time.
Yeah, this bit here was a bit of a casualty of the delay, because I started making this in April 2021. April 2021. And for a number of different reasons that I won't go into, I stopped working on it for a bit, and then I just couldn't get back into doing it. Couldn't be asked. So then when I did, and now it finally got released like a couple of days ago, 2022, and it's mostly fine, although I do reference the 20th anniversary and it's not now. But I don't care about that. But this joke, like, honey, that's the last time I go to New York, 2020, because in the news in 2020, Rick Moranis was walking. I don't know if people forgot about this, but I certainly didn't. Rick Moranis, the actor, was walking down a street in New York, and someone just punched him in the face. And there's like CCTV footage, and it was like, does anyone remember that? It was like a manhunt to track down who punched Rick Moranis. Just like he's just walking down the street, and someone just like that. It's really terrible. But I thought I'd make fun of it in this. So that's the joke there. Look, it's only that's the last time I go to New York, and he's got a black eye and his glasses are smashed. Oh, God. Look at the bruise, the detail on that bruise. It's got yellow, it's got purple, it's got pink. Smashed frames, his shirt's all ripped, his blazer. So silly. So that's that bit.
Time I go to New York, and the upcoming reboot, Shrunk.
Shrunk. And that is actually a real film, apparently. It's coming out this next year. I guess they're going to be small again.
Joe Johnston had briefly considered Moranis for the role of Cooper, but he was unable to take part due to other commitments.
And I thought that was just funny because it's like, he's like, you know, Cooper's the mercenary, he's the professional, he's the guns, and Rick Moranis ain't that kind of. He wouldn't make a good Cooper, I don't think. Or maybe he would. Who's to say? Cameron Lavelle says, "What do you think Joe Johnston is doing at this exact moment?" Taking the shit. No, I think he's in pre-production on or post-production on one of them Nutcracker films. My God, I think it's a Nutcracker. Or is it a Narnia? Some fairy tale bullshit like that. Nutcracker and the 12 Kingdoms of something like that. He's done another one of them apparently. So he's still working. He's still doing it. I mean, full disclosure, he's a good director. There's no doubt about that. He can make a film. I really like Jumanji. He's a good director. The whole joke of the thing is just like it's just a joke. There's no malice. But yeah, he's doing some Nutcracker film. So we've got that to look forward to. He's still out and about, is Joe. Like, he was at that Star Wars celebration, and it was kind of embarrassing because he was part of the ILM team, of course, who worked on the film. One of the original Star Warses. He was like on stage in front of like thousands of Star Wars fans, and he said something like, he was like, the host was like, "What advice would you give to any young filmmakers trying to get by and coming up in film?" And Joe Johnston was like, "Get in a fight." He was like, "Get in a fight. You need to get in a fight. You need to save the girl. Get some life experience." Now you can say just get some life experience. That's fine. You don't need to get in a fight, Joe. Save the girl. Plus, all Star Wars now is all about trying to break down those stereotypes. Anyway, it didn't bother me. I thought it was funny, but I'm just saying it was something that happened.
It's been widely reported that Michael Crichton's involvement in the project ended after making no progress on the story, and that the departure was amicable, but this was not the case.
That's actually true. Michael Crichton did work a little bit on pre-production on Jurassic Park 3, but then they didn't make it. There was creative differences, classic creative differences, so he left. But of course, I make it about height.
Yes, differing ideas and opinions did indeed occur, but ultimately,
because that picture there, I photoshopped Joe Johnston's face onto, I think it was Frank Marshall, who's the producer on some films, Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park and all that. But that is not, I haven't touched up your main man here. That's the real height of Michael Crichton. He was 6'9". 6'9". Jesus, can you imagine? Like, that's not. I didn't edit that. That's real. Unbelievable. Like, that's when it becomes a problem. Because I'm quite tall. I think I'm about 6'4", and I think that's tall enough for me. Because even I've got bang my head on stuff. But 6'9", that's a curse. That's not a blessing, that's a curse.
Their glaring height
Anyway.
difference.
This guy stands about 7 feet tall, 50 foot long, giant.
Obviously, that's taken
He's cynical,
totally out of
he's sarcastic.
context.
He
He's talking about a dinosaur.
really doesn't want to be there.
On one occasion, Crichton teased Johnston by patting the top of his head and saying, "Who's a good director?" Johnston became enraged at this and is reported to have
True
replied,
Arc Gaming
"I
says I
would
love
throw
the
a
Jurassic
punch
Park
at you,
videos.
but
Thank
there's
you
no
very
way I
much.
could reach your head way up there, you giant freak." In December 1999, an early meeting to discuss the future of the Jurassic Park franchise had to be pushed back after producer Kathleen Kennedy refused to fly into LA.
Yeah, so we got some stuff about Kennedy. It was all just kind of filling in like little jokes for the pre-production. I've always been fascinated by Y2K and like the Millennium Bug and all that sort of craziness. Because there was like genuine panic about that, and like it was nout. Nothing happened. Very, very interesting. And like it was all like end of days, and like you had that film End of Days come out, and there was a lot of apocalyptic media released at like 1999. I don't know if some of you might be not remember that, might be a bit too young, but it was a very weird time. It was like celebrations and millennium parties and all that stuff, and like loads of like bridges and theaters and everything was like the Millennium Bridge, the Millennium Dome, the Millennium this. But then on the other hand, it was all everyone was like doom and gloom and oh, the apocalypse, the crash, the Y2K. It's a very strange time. But I think ultimately it fell more on optimism. Certainly, that's my experience. Very like, yeah, optimism, the new millennium, hooray! And then 9/11 happened. That changed everything. 9/11 and Jurassic Park 3 happened the same year.
The world's
And
electronic
I don't know which was worse. No, I'm just joking.
systems and bring down the plane.
So we got some stuff about that. And then this, I just wanted sort of like, I wanted some other dumb suggestions that Kennedy could make for like, hey Joe, why don't we put this in the film? But I didn't want it to be like I think I had stuff about like a romantic subplot between Nash and Udesky. It's like, haha, it's not funny. It's not fucking funny. But then I didn't want it to be too like, because there's like people who absolutely like venomously hate Kathleen Kennedy because of Star Wars or some purported thing that she did to Star Wars. I got no problem with it, to be honest. I don't care. But like, there's a lot of sort of anti-Kennedy stuff, and I didn't want the jokes to sort of feel too like low-hanging fruit. Like, she also wanted like all the, the Jurassic Park is female, the Force is female, and all that shite. I don't give a fuck about that. But anyway, what I did end up doing was something a bit more safe, where it's like,
And a baby galamime.
the swingers, the Kirby's are swingers, and they fancy Billy. That's the joke there.
Was a romance sub
Look, my wife and I saw you from across the bar, and we really dig your vibe. It's like a swinger joke. I thought that was funny, and then you got some reversed shots.
subplot involving
Billy's
the
like,
Kirbys and
"Wait,
Billy
what?"
Brennan. And a baby galamimus that Eric Kirby keeps
And
as
that shot, it never fails to bring a smile on our face. That shot of
Eric Kirby keeps
that shot of
and Billy Brennan. And a
Kirby,
baby galamimus
Paul Kirby doing a little eyebrow. So funny.
that
Funny,
Eric
man.
Kirby keeps as a pet on song.
And then this was like, I was thinking about Mumpsy and all that. Mumpsy? What's it called? Bumpy from, and like the whole characterizations of like child-friendly dinosaurs that you could sell as toys, all that sort of stuff. And I wanted like the most outrageously, obnoxiously cute little dinosaur caricature, and that's the result. I paid some artist on Fiverr to draw it for me. To be honest, but I was like, I told them that I was like, I want a drawing of a dinosaur that is so cute you want to kill it, like just super cute, like big eyes and rosy cheeks and like, you know what I mean? And they were like, yeah, I can do that, no problem. And they sent it in, and it was just like, it was just cute. Like, it wasn't it wasn't what I wanted, and I was like, I didn't even try it. Like, you can get, like, on Fiverr, you can get, like, what's it called? Like, you can knock it back and say, can you change this? And you get so many before you have to settle. I just accepted the first thing they sent me because I was like, you're not going to get what I'm telling you to do. So they sent me it sort of looking a bit more. It was essentially what you see in there, but its face was normal, and I just sort of went in and rosied up the cheeks, made its head and nose a bit bigger, added goofy teeth, added a bit of spit because it's like it's a bit mentally deficient, let's say. It's still cute, but it's like mental. I moved its eyes to make it a bit more like funny looking. But the drawing is actually really nice quality drawing, like the brushes and stuff they've used. Pretty good. So that's that. All that for a little joke for like 2 seconds. Do you play Ark Survival Evolved? No, I don't play. I've seen a lot of people playing it though. Not my cup of tea.
Honor. Called Mumpsy. None of these suggestions.
What else? What happens now? Oh yeah, we've got some stuff about the titles of the film.
On the a number of potential.
This is going to take bloody ages. I'm just going to have to start skimming through some fake posters that I made that I thought would be
out.
Where is it? Here, look. So this was generally about puns to do with breakout. So you got, it just involved break. You got Outback, Australian themed. You got No Brakes, which is kind of like a bit of a portent because it's like clearly cars and shit like that. But now everyone's talking about Fast and Furious crossover. Well, look, you know what I mean? I'm tapping the screen as if you can see, but you can't. So yeah, shit break. We've got eggs and bacon. We've got icebreaker. Just cramming as many little jokes in as you can.
These concepts made the cut.
Right, that's all that crap. Let's just get to some of the good stuff. The good stuff. I think this is... I really enjoyed this bit. The bit with Spielberg. Like... where Spielberg dies. For some reason... having, like... a premature death of Spielberg. That just cracked me up so much. I don't know. I know it's a bit ghoulish, but... I don't wish him any ill. Of course not. I'd be absolutely heartbroken if Steven Spielberg died. But that's why it's funny, because I don't want this. I don't want it. That's why it's funny.
Memoir, which was published shortly before his untimely death.
Because it's like it is kind of sad when you watch it. It's like, oh, Spielberg's like the thought of Steven Spielberg, who's influenced our childhoods, influenced our lives as creatives, as filmmakers, as film fans, to pass away. And it will happen one day.
I can go slow ahead. Come on down and jump some of this
But
shit.
the fact that it's not and it hasn't happened is very funny.
And the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
So there you go. I don't know. That's the sort of shit that makes me laugh. And then we got a bit about weed. The production designer grown weed. Which, again, I don't even know where I got that idea. It was just funny to me. Like, because I was watching the behind the scenes so much, and there was a whole section about the set and like the fucking set that they wouldn't stop going on about. Like, the big up that set no end. And it's a cool set, don't get me wrong, but like it's not. If you actually watch the film, there's a lot of it that looks very, very fake. But anyway, they were talking about like it's climate controlled and it has a watering system and the temperatures. I was like, somebody's going to grow weed in there. That's too perfect. So unlucky Mr. Ed Verreau, who I'm sure is not a drug,
a particular
dealer.
We've grown.
Yeah, all very, very, very unsubtle references to marijuana and cannabis.
Over 300 in.
Then we've got a little bit of.
Can manipulate trees.
There'll be trees coming in, moving out.
This was fun because it was like I just found the perfect footage. There's like random video of like Snoop like on a green screen background just on Vimeo. I was like, why is this random Vimeo video of him on a total blank green screen just dancing and smoking a big massive blunt? I was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, because I was trying to mask out from other footage and music videos, and then I found that and I was like, come on.
With filming truly
easy.
underway,
I guess it's just it's just a freeze frame, and then I stuck him over the top. Simple as that. Put a bit of a fog effect over him. Beautiful, beautiful. Louis Phillips says, love referencing the obscure JP3 characters with my mate. Always grip the headrests of the plane seats when we go on holiday. Call it doing a Nash. Doing a Nash. Oh man. That's why JP3 is so good. Like, it's, people say, oh, it could have been so much better. It's a gift. That film is a gift because of the constant comedy that it
with
provides.
filming truly underway, the production was about to take a sinister turn.
See, now this bit here, the
The
Ushba
previous
Arunkov.
month, Joe Johnston had been introduced to a man called Ushba Arunkov by a friend. Arunkov was a controversial figure.
We're back into the Adam Curtis stuff. If you've ever seen an Adam Curtis documentary, he always talks like, he'll introduce like figures from history and stuff like that, and like, I don't know, and it's always this sort of stuff like spooky archival clips and footage and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, you know, he believed that this ideology was this, but this was just a fantasy. That's his catchphrase. This is just a fantasy. So it's basically me doing a bit of Adam Curtis stuff with this totally fictional character, by the way. This isn't a real person. If you didn't know. I don't even know why I got this idea. I can't even explain it. I just thought, I want something a bit weird, a bit Adam Curtis spookiness, and some cult-like leader is going to infiltrate the production of Jurassic Park 3 and work his evil magic into it. And this was the guy that I picked. Totally made up. The face is... a few years ago, there was like discovered a Soviet version of Lord of the Rings. Like, it was made for TV. It's called Kranatelli. The whole thing's on YouTube. It's actually like quite charming, to be honest. It's obviously very, very low budget. This is like still in Soviet Russia. 1990. Actually, it's just after the fall of Soviet Russia. But it's clearly a low-budget production of Lord of the Rings, and like the costumes, all the sound, everything is very, very basic. But it's a laugh. And this geezer is who played Gandalf. So the face is him. I just took it from a YouTube clip, and then I stuck it on the body of this guy. This on the left. It was some like weird in the 80s. Some guy just like went, "I'm Jesus. Hey everyone, I'm Jesus, me," and people believed it. So this picture here is just a raw. It's that image of that guy. I just stuck this guy's head on it. But look at all the followers in the background. They really believe that this guy was the second coming. It is absolutely bizarre. It's more bizarre than anything I've put in this video. But I just like the I like the costume. I like the whole robe thing. It fitted what I was trying to do with the character. So I degraded the footage. I put some like discoloration and stuff, made it black and white, added grain. But other than that, that's the raw image.
Controversial figure.
And I think this one on the right is like, again, it's just a fake. I took an image, I stuck his head on it. It's not that great. Put a fake filteriness on it, like damage and old effects, just to make it look like an old thing, something creepy and from the past. Carla Chameleon. Hello, I'm late. Can you start over? All right, back to the beginning. We're only 30 minutes into an hour-long video, but I'm not gonna do it all. If someone asks a question and the answer to that question is no, not yet, we say it like Ben Hildebrand, the parachute. No, not yet. Funny because nobody knows what we're on about. Yeah. Something about that. I think because it's repeated twice in the film, and it's such as like a strange cadence to how he says it. It's like It's unforgettable. Do you think, Cameron asks, do you think Joe Johnston's agent prepares him low-carb microwave meals while Joe learns his sinister sorcery? Absolutely. There was actually a bit in this that I cut that talked about the diet that Joe Johnston was on. Because I found some clips where like some Hollywood fucking reporter was like, hey, Mr. Johnston, so what, the dino poop, what's the ingredients of the dino poop? Like, I don't know. And he's like, he lists some ingredients of what is in it. He's like going, but he's so deadpan about it. He's deadpan about everything. He's like, it's oatmeal, grey paint, a bit of brown food colouring, bit of this, bit, and he lists this whole random list of like chemicals. And I was gonna like re-edit it to say like this is the unusual diet that he started. I don't know, but it wasn't. It didn't really work, so I cut it. There's a shitloads of stuff that I cut. Anyway, so this image on the right is, again, I believe it was an image, I think I just Googled, like, I can't even remember, but the image that I settled on was of, like, some commander from the Yugoslav wars, I don't know. It was just a weird picture, like, the guy's, like, in a really fine suit and tie and a scarf and all of this sort of stuff. But in the background was, like, the bombed city of, I think it was, like, Sarajevo or somewhere like that. And the geezer was, who was it? It wasn't Radic. It was someone else. It was the top commander in the breakup was Yugoslavia and the Yugoslav wars and all that stuff. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's a piece of shit. He's literally a genocidal guy, but that's besides the point. I just thought the picture was cool and I put his face on it. So that was that. And this guy, by the way, in real life, he was like, literally like commanded armies and was trying to like committed genocide and all this sort of horrific stuff, but then disappeared. He completely disappeared, and then eventually, like 20 years later, he turned up and he was a yoga instructor in like a Paris suburb. Like they need to make a film about that. That's the story. That's the true conspiracy. Like, imagine getting like yoga, going to a yoga class, and you're being taught by like someone who's literally committed war crimes, a war criminal, genocidal maniac. It's absolutely bizarre. And like they eventually got him and brought him to justice, but like for years he just went, like, because he grew out a massive beard and like hair and changed his whole appearance. It's a really interesting story. Anyway,
because of his teachings on the ability of the human mind to influence the world around it.
And all of this here, where like the text comes up and all of that, it's all kind of taken from, I don't know if you've played like the Metal Gear Solid games, but Kojima always would introduce like bosses with like this sort of setup.
The previous month, Joe Johnston had been introduced to a man called
pictures would come in and out and like little bits of text.
Arunkov was a controversial figure.
So it's essentially that. I think this one is like, I'm not even joking, it's like 1-for-1 the introduction of Fat Man in Metal Gear Solid 2. If you get Metal Gear Solid 2 up, look for the bit where I think Stillman is talking about the Fat Man. It's this. This is exactly it, just with different pictures. Picture comes in on the left.
A man called
picture comes in on the right.
A friend.
Text comes up.
Arunkov was a controversial figure because of his teachings on the ability of the human mind to influence the world around.
I just wanted to do that because I've always thought it was like effective in how those games like handled that sort of stuff.
A desired outcome, it would come. He called this method
the guy who did Force
Think.
Just someone made up nonsense.
Привет тебе, Ос-Роман, белый маг. О, Гендель серый. За тобой будут гнаться.
So this is all totally raw footage from that Soviet version of Lord of the Rings. I made it all look totally like black and white, degraded, so it looked a bit more like old. But this is it. Obviously, he's not saying what I put him saying. He's talking about fucking Frodo and shit like that.
9 черных всадников.
If you listen to what he says here, I think he says something Frodo.
Прислужников мрака. Они будут тебе мешать, Фродо.
Frodo. That's Frodo. He's talking about Frodo going to Mordor and all that crap. And I just made it sound like he was talking about some totally insane. And that's Gollum. This geezer here is Gollum.
Приятель. Конечно, твоя бабушка была
But
хозяйкой.
it just worked so well. Like, the guy's so
Может-
intense and like weird. I was like, this is the man here. Struck gold with him.
Только Фродо.
Arunkov had fled his own country in the 70s after the government issued a warrant for his arrest for his part in the Gaborsk tragedy.
So there's not much to
Incident.
say about this. It's all totally fake. There's no Gaborsk tragedy. None of that crap. I just wanted to build like a fake history kind of thing. It was fun to do. I had fun doing
Of
it.
exposure in the sub-zero temp.
And it's funny that he was just like, they just try to think themselves warm. I don't know. It's funny to me. This is all Photoshop
Think
crap.
themselves warm.
A couple of stock images. I just found this image, but it worked quite well. I just had to change the date, so it's 78. Change it to Gaborsk Chatting Tower. These Gaborsk Chatting Tower names are from mountains in the Caucasus because they just sounded cool.
Seen in a large.
Louis Phillips says, the thing I like about JP3 is it feels really small for a huge blockbuster. Better than the trash Jurassic World films. Yeah, it does kind of feel there's like an intimacy as a closed thing about Jurassic Park 3. It's like it's very self-contained. It's like it's not trying to blow people's minds. It's not trying to be cerebral like the first film and like, oh, you know, it's very light on that sort of stuff. I think when it tries to do that, it's all right. Like they talk about playing God and like this wasn't on InGen's list. And there's a bit of embryonic stuff. It's fine, but it's a lot of people have like that I know say like Jurassic Park fans say it's a good one to just like get a Jurassic fix. You just put Jurassic Park 3 on. It's like it's quick. It's a laugh. You see an Spinosaurus. You see an Alan Grant, and then it's so short that it's over and done with, and you can get on with your day.
Parker and uttering the words.
Сейчас узнаешь.
Joe Johnston quickly became an exponent.
So yeah, Joe Johnston meets this guy. The guy comes to the set. He's indoctrinated Joe Johnston into his cult, and Joe Johnston is foregoing any sort of filmmaking decorum and is just thinking that the film is going to be good. That's the joke. That's funny to me.
Imagine
So there you go.
making a good movie, then it would come true.
Then we just got a couple of like clips of like the crew and the cast taken out of context to sell that he's a weirdo.
It was a little creepy. God only knows what he's going to be up to. He's insane. He's a total lunatic. And I don't even care if you see this. You know you are.
She was talking about Stan Winston. She was asked about the animatronics and the dinosaurs, and she was talking about Stan Winston being a lunatic because I don't know why, because he's dead good at making dinosaurs. Fuck knows.
Johnston had a little cutout of it.
I also find that footage funny because if you watch the full thing, she's literally just got Fox Mulder
had a little cutout of it.
just stood there the whole time. Like looking so fucking bored it isn't true. What's that actor called? The guy who plays Mulder on... What's he called? David Duchovny. Yeah. How uncomfortable he looks. The whole thing is just like... He's like looking for fucking aliens or something because he's in X-Files. No. I think obviously they were a couple at the time. They're not together now.
Insane. He's a total lunatic. And I don't even care
Like, oh, look, over here, who's that?
if you see this. You know you are.
Joe Johnston had a little cutout of a dinosaur on a stick, and he would run through the...
That's obviously a Photoshop of some naked geezer. But the guy in the picture had like blonde hair, really, really short blonde hair. And I somehow managed to scour set pictures of Joe Johnston to where it had the back of his head. So that is actually the back of Joe Johnston's head. Let's get a nice close-up on that. Let's get a closer still. Closer still. So there you go. There's the back of Joe Johnston's head. So there's that. get demonetized. No, I'm not. I don't monetize any of my shite anyway. So
The woods going rawr.
So that's all that. That's all that stuff. Look, this is funny. He says he's getting attacked. He's talking about a pteranodon, but it was just funny.
To attack me.
She just turned around and told him to get stuffed.
No, you can't do that because it's got a little clause in your contract that says do not tell.
See, now that interview with Alan Grant, with Sam Neill talking about, he's talking about, like, he's basically making jokes about working on the film and, you can't tell the director to go and get stuffed. And it's all for, like, laughs. Like, there's an audience laughing in the background at everything he says. But I tweaked the audio so you can't hear the studio laughs. And it just, with the ominous music, it sounds really sinister.
The director to go and get stuffed. My hands were tied.
Others claim to have been approached by Runkov and his followers in an attempt to...
Yeah, that's just more stuff about cultiness. Cultiness. Some more photoshops. This is... Now we'll see there's some live action shit here. This is all stuff I filmed here.
Physical violence. On one particularly infamous occasion...
I was quite happy with that.
Argument over...
Looks a bit spooky, a bit like investigative, police case type shite.
Over character motivation.
Lots of fake evidence. Because originally these were just pictures that came up on screen, like all the other stuff. But I thought it would add something if I like actually got them printed out and like put them in an evidence bag. Although you can see it's just made of paper. But
between actor William H. Macy and Joe Johnston turned deadly when Macy brought.
So there's that sort of shit.
Narrowly avoided.
No evidence, and I did some crap on here and.
The audio of this incident was picked.
Fake audio of the shooting.
Come here! Come here!
What camera did you use to shoot all this? All this footage that I shot was with a. If it wasn't on my phone, it was with an old 5D Mark II, Canon 5D Mark II, that I bought in 2011. It's, to be honest, it was a nightmare. I'm gonna be honest, it was a nightmare. It's still a good camera. You can still get some really nice images from it, but like, obviously there's no autofocus, there's no flip out screen, none of that stuff. So I just had to like, if I'm filming somewhere else, it's fine. I know what I'm doing. But if I'm filming myself, which there's a lot of in this video, like, I had to like fucking guess with the focus, and you never want to be doing that. Or I would have this little setup with a mirror attachment so I could see the back of the screen. I need a new camera, simple as that. And like, for the most part, I did alright, but there's a few little sections that are in very soft focus, and I was gutted. Like, all the stuff where I'm on the phone with the actors, with BD Wong and all that, like, I think it's just on the line where I can get away with it. But like, it broke my heart because I couldn't reshoot that. I was like, oh, it's bloody out of focus. But anyway, I think it's fine. Who would win in a fight? Johnston with his infamous dinosaur sign. William H. Macy with his iconic shovel. William H. Macy with his iconic shovel. I think, am I missing something there? I don't know what that means. With his iconic shovel. What does he have? Does he have a shovel in Fargo? But I think Johnston would fucking body Bill Macy. He's massive. William H. Macy with his iconic shovel. You'll have to tell me what that is, because I don't. It might be something obvious that I'm not getting.
You little...
So the audio was taken from... I found a couple of different films with William H. Macy in, and like clipped little bits here that would sort of sound like he was going a bit mental. His character in Mystery Men was called the Shoveler. Ah, I haven't seen that. That's the superhero one, isn't it? With all like... Yeah. So yeah, so it's... I added some gunshots. I added crap like that. Crew saying, Bill, come back, you know, all that. I thought it kind of sounded pretty authentic, I guess.
Come here! Come back! You little...
Destroy my life after all I treated you! Are you kidding?
And there's a bit of background noise or like people like reacting like, oh my god, to a shooting, which I took from the well, I won't say because it's not nice. It's from a very famous. It's from a famous snuff video that's everywhere. But fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Top of a fake.
It's from the fucking Bud Dwyer video, all right, which is horrible and don't whatever. But for this thing, it was the first thing I thought of to use as background audio, like a shocked reaction to someone being shot. So there you go. That's why I put that in there.
Climbing to the top of a fake palm tree.
What else have we got? These were sort of like
a shadow. I moved closer to see if there was anyone there.
Obviously, that's me. Wanted again getting the spooky atmosphere going, getting some hidden identity stuff that you would see in a documentary. What I was originally going to do for this was like while the person's talking, there was going to be like a reenactment that was going to happen. Like it would come up reenactment in the corner, and it was going to be like you were going to see what he's talking about. So it was going to be an arse on because I was going to have to play the character, but somehow still have the identity obscured. So I didn't know how to do that. So that was a problem. And then he was going to he was going to get the hot dog. He was going to go to the catering van. He was going to see Ushbar Runkov move past the window and like point through and all that crap. And that was all storyboarded or like shot listed kind of crap like that. But I got the costume and everything, which ended up coming in useful for later on for the spooky pictures. But I just couldn't I didn't have a catering van. I didn't know how to sort of do that. I was going to just do green screen or some crap like that. But the main thing was I didn't know how to do, keep the identity of the guy hidden, but then have him in the reenactment responding to stuff. And I was like, I could put the balaclava on, but then so far in the video, I am not in it. You know what I mean? So it would be a bit like, wait, now who's this? You know what I mean? So, but then ultimately, I think it works better without it because you focus more on the absolute insanity of what I'm talking about.
And right then a face popped up. It was a Runkov.
And again, this is like the joke is that he turns it, he opens the bun and the hot dog frankfurter has turned into, and I couldn't think of something funny. I just couldn't. For some reason, it was like I needed something that was roughly the same shape as a hot dog, but wasn't like a dildo. It was like, I don't know, I just couldn't think of something. Like, it had to be the right sort of, the perfect sort of random, but that's really hard to do, I think. Like, finding something, surreal isn't just random, it's actually really calculated, and I couldn't think of something funny, so it just turned into a bleep.
And it turned into a...
Which I think is alright, because then you use your imagination to think what it could be, but I don't know, fuck it.
I think he done that.
And these are like in some of Charlie Brooker's screen wipe, like little parody things. There's a guy called Barry Shitpeas who does, he's like,
I was in charge of
does his little pieces to camera like this, and he's always like, they brought out this thing, and it was like, they did this thing, and it was this, and it was that, and he has just this manner of speaking that just makes everything funny, so I try to get some of that in there.
the greens on the show. Anything to do with the plants or the jungle, they call me.
Again, that's me, but the voices, I got someone else to do the voice because I couldn't. I tried doing a Cockney accent and it wasn't. It sounded no good. So
this particular day, I've been working non-stop to.
All right, now we're into this bit. Who is
9? We need to.
Edward V. Prince, who again is a totally fabricated person, doesn't exist. This was just, I googled man with camera stock photo, and I got this, but then it was a really younger guy. It was like someone really young, and I think they had a moustache, and I was like, no, that's not going to work. So then I used the AI thing to make the face totally different. I gave him glasses, put a hat on him, made him look older and a bit more like, I don't know, like a cinematographer, I guess. put him on a fake background. That's it. It worked quite well. I thought it looks kind of like a real person to me. I thought.
Took the job. He was deeply passionate
Some
about
more
his
of the,
craft, always seen with his
crap
trusty
coming up on
camera
the
hung
screen.
around his neck, and developed strong working relationships.
I think, didn't I do it? I wrote like a fake article
for the previous DOP, Edward V. Prince, who disappeared.
Again, I try to put like stupid. I think you always got to give characters really stupid names, but for this one I couldn't think of. I wanted it to be something to do with like, I don't know. I just couldn't think of a name for him, so I went with Edward V. Prince, which is like a very obscure reference to the Edward V was a prince. It was like momentarily a king of England, and he famously vanished. And I thought, there you go, Edward V. Prince is the prince, because he's one of the princes in the tower who apparently, like, they just disappeared. And it's like somebody's killed them, and people think it was Richard III. Anyway, very famous British history there. Anything? I don't think there was any jokes in this. Racial harmony. There you go. The journalist is called Racial Harmony. Racial Harmony. That's the joke.
Appeared under mysterious circumstances.
Some fake CCTV stuff to make it a bit more like, oh.
In the darkness. Only 6 images were recovered from the memory card. The content.
See, these images, these are all stuff that I made, faked. But I made them really grainy and like, just to look spooky. I don't know. I thought it was pretty spooky.
Darkness.
So then you got, where is it? There you go. These are like photoshops. I got someone to put on a big black cloak and then just did the flash and moved the camera. There you go. It's as if he's been attacked. But essentially, because I'm aware that it's not actually resolved what the fuck was going on in this bit, the joke kind of is, or it's not a joke, but so the original cinematographer has a falling out with Joe Johnston and is threatening to get him removed from the film. Joe Johnston has got his mate whispering in his ear, Urunkov, the cult leader, and he's like, you know, Urunkov is like, this won't do. He has to take care of him. So he invites him to the set at night to talk under the pretense of talking about the things, and he's like, oh, I wonder if it's Johnston. So he goes, and then Urunkov kills him. That's what was supposed to be happening there, if that wasn't clear. And then what I was going to do was that he was going to kill the cinematographer and then leave the body on the set, and then it was going to be the props guy comes in the next day and sees the skeleton with all the no flesh on it and thinks it's the prop for Ben Hildebrand's corpse in the film, and like puts it on the prop table. So the joke was going to be that he kills him and then the body is used in the film as a prop. But I just didn't like. It was getting too far away from what I was trying to do. But that was where that was going. So silly. Creepy pictures.
To meet on the set to discuss where to put the new skylight.
So that was obviously written by Urunkov. It's like in broken English, all that crap. Edward V. Prince. That was a joke about he always lit up the room. He's a cinematographer. There you go. So then we got some stuff about him. Good old Trevor Morgan. Again, it was just, I don't know, it was just like what would be funny for him to do. And then I found that clip where he's talking about the T-Rex and he couldn't handle it, and it was like he's gonna go crazy. He's gonna turn into like a Ted Kaczynski Unabomber type. The Frankie Muniz stuff was just, I saw pictures of him at the actual premiere and I was like, this will be funny. Work that in, because he looked so bizarre. Like, these pictures are like, what? But by the way, Malcolm in the Middle is like the fucking amazing show. Still as funny as it ever was. This is like fake AIM messaging that I thought would be cool.
Center of attention.
Just random crap. Just started typing and was having a laugh. What else? So yeah, he goes a bit mental. This bit here was... This is the actual cabin that the Unabomber used. You know, Ted Kaczynski, MK Ultra, all that shit. And I just photoshopped, obviously, very clearly says Morgan Manor, keep out, as a joke, I don't know. Just that they would become, because of his time on Jurassic Park 3, will become like a nutcase hermit. That was
To
that
an
was the deal.
isolated cabin they believed to be Morgan's hideout. Inside, they found bomb-making equipment.
This is some other cabin that I found, but it kind of fit the bill. There's like T-Rex piss bottles here, and here. There's boxes of Crunch bars, which is what he eats in the film. In the scene with Grant, he's eating a Crunch bar like that, like a fucking pig. Like, you've only been on the island 8 weeks. You got no fucking manners. Jesus. Anyway. So there's that.
Hoarded DVD copies.
Just cramming in little jokes. That's what
I was with another agent.
That's the sort of shit I enjoy in other people's videos. So
Agent Pat Webb.
This is real footage of the Unabomber's cabin that I just we edited to make it look like they were talking about the actor Trevor Morgan from Jurassic Park 3.
Pat was an explosives agent.
Funny
so
name.
We kind of opened the door just a bit to the cabin.
And the other name, I think the other name was like Pat Webb, which is already funny. So there you go. So he wants to take revenge on the Universal execs. He's got a gun. This footage is actually Trevor Morgan.
He opened fire.
That's actually Trevor Morgan firing a gun. But it's taken from a film. It's taken from a film that he did in 2013 about... It's kind of not really nice to talk about. It's about a school shooter. But the film, it's like some really bad made-for-TV film about... it was for like one of them, like the Christian channels in America. And it's like... What's it called? Faith Under Fire. Faith Under Fire. And the gist is, the story is that... Apparently it's a true story, actually. This guy goes to try to shoot up a school. Horrible. And hasn't got... It's like, oh, he's totally like, can't do it, isn't going to do it, can't do it. And then this receptionist, who is a real person, like, uses the power of God to get him, to persuade him to lay down his gun. And apparently it's a true story, which is amazing if you think about it. Like, wow. But anyway, this is the film. He made a film about it, and Trevor Morgan played the guy. And I just took that footage, and it was like, there you go. Trevor Morgan deserves more work. He needs to be in the upcoming Barney horror film. Barney horror film? Is that real? I know there's a Winnie the Pooh horror film. Because apparently, like, the rights to Winnie the Pooh have gone public domain, so anyone can now make official Winnie the Pooh, like, films. You can do it. You can do it. I can do it. I can make a Winnie the Pooh film. Use all the names and characters. But I didn't know Barney. I don't think Barney's in public domain, is it? Or is it? No. So there's that.
The siege came to an end when Morgan was persuaded to turn himself in by his older brother, Tracy.
The joke there is that his older brother, Tracy Morgan, the comedian, is his older brother. That made me laugh. So
the event was just another devastating...
Then we got the Barney stuff, speaking of. And this was a total random find. I was looking for Barney footage and found a film with Trevor Morgan in it. That's Trevor Morgan in a Barney film. Obviously pre-Jurassic Park 3.
Dinosaur.
It all fit. It all lined up.
Barney the dinosaur?
Another aspect of the film that...
So that was that. Some Barney horror flick by the dude from Get Out. What, Jordan Peele? Wait, what? Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about. Not Jordan Peele. It's the actor, isn't it? I forget his name. British. Yeah, there was that. I saw an article where he was talking about Barney. It's like, deserves its own film and it's I Love You. But I didn't realise it was a horror. I thought he was genuinely liked Barney. I thought it was kind of endearing, to be honest. But he's making a... What's that actor called? He's really good. Not a horror film, but described as a bit serious. I'll give it a go. And is he directing it? Because that'll be cool. The problem I have with that actor is that he was in a lot of like TV in England back in the day in Britain. Like mid 2000s is when he sort of started, and I know him best from the League of Gentlemen's. Daniel Kaluuya. There's a TV show called Psychoville, which is on like the mid 2000s, which is kind of not too similar to this sort of crap, like conspiracy, spooky plot stuff. But he's in it. It's very funny. Plays a character called Tea Leaf.
Proved controversial was the decision to include footage from the children's TV show Barney the...
Which, when I'm watching Jurassic Park 3, it doesn't really bother me. I'm aware that it isn't great, but I've seen a fan cut where they took it all out, and it really actually, like, it makes the Spinosaurus attack like way better. It really does.
The dinosaur during a climactic scene in...
So then we got a fake editor interview,
misplaced detective,
which is me.
About it?
I don't smoke, by the way. That was just a sum up for the character. I just thought it'd be funny to start the interview by putting a fag out on a sandwich. That's what I thought. And the joke is, Michael Kahn is the editor of Jurassic Park. And I just put a apostrophe T. Michael can't. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's kind of an intriguing idea, this Barney film. So there you go. So this is me, and I've got a face on my face, like I printed out a picture, and that is actually Michael Kahn, the editor. It's just a nose, but
because I wasn't happy about it.
And I've got like a Home Alone thing on because I thought like there was bits where I talk about it. I mean, it was already too fucking long in the video, I have to say, but he talks about like Chris Columbus, the director of Home Alone, and like constantly comparing his time. I like the idea was that was the biggest film he's ever done. That was the highlight of his career, the editor of Home Alone. So I was like, he just sort of kept referencing it. He keeps going like, oh well, I mean Jurassic Park 3, you know, it was what it was. But when I worked on Home Alone, for example, and you know, Joe Johnston's a fine director, say what you like about him, but Chris Columbus has got the best idea. Like he just kept bringing it up because it was the one thing that he did that was good.
I put together this,
but I cut it all. So the only evidence is that I've got a Home Alone fucking sweater on, jumper.
This whole sequence, it's the most thrilling sequence in the film. The Spinosaurus attack. There's fire. There's water.
So that's all that. Pretty, not like that's it. I just did a character. It was fun.
Put Barney the dinosaur in there. Are you serious? And so we're cutting the film, and I'm putting like a little quick shot in here and there, nothing too in your face, and he just keeps going more.
Release the Home Alone.
Put more Barney.
There's a lot of. I'll show you some of the cut like, stuff in this later on. It's you'll see why it's cut.
In there, I want Barney.
Yeah, so Barney editor talking about stuff. This was all fucking filmed like 2 years ago now. No, year and a bit ago. I have like a fucking my hair's so short there, it's outrageous. Anyway, so there's all that.
You need one.
Then what happens? So then here, that was the wrap up. Essentially, the film comes out
of the universal marketing machine behind it,
and you get like
Jurassic Park 3 was ready for release.
The whole wrap up, I'm aware that it never got resolved, but essentially what happens is Ushbar Arunkov, the spooky cult guy, transfers his consciousness into the body of Joe Johnston and Joe Johnston's consciousness into his body, right? And then under his command, he commands Johnston to go walk into the snow, into the mountains, and just lay down and die. Joe Johnston dies in the video. That's it, he's gone. But he's in the body of Arunkov, so it looks like Arunkov is dead. But really, Johnston is now inhabited by Arunkov. That was what was happening there. So this bit about him, like his friends and family overheard him talking in a foreign language. It's because it's Arunkov in his body. Oh.
Weeks went by with no trace of Johnston. Then suddenly, he appeared. He claimed much needed rest after working on the film, but something wasn't right. Those closest to him noted strange changes in his behaviour and temperament, and described overhearing him muttering to himself in a foreign language. Shortly after, a body was found in the mountains.
That's not a real dead body, that's stock image. The actual image is like really colourful, and like there's one where he's sitting up doing a thumbs up.
Frozen.
It vaguely looked like a Runkov, he's got the similar beard. He looks about 30 stone heavier, but
solid in the snow. It was Ushba Arunkov. Post-mortem reports indicated no foul play.
No foul play, so that was Johnston dead. Then what happens?
Making this film, the revelations I uncovered had only raised more questions.
So we get the big...
Where did Johnston go following the release of the film?
Tree thing.
What really happened to Arunkov? What is this film's obsession with wee and poo? I realised that in order to truly tell this story, I had to change my approach. Less Ken Burns and more Louis Theroux.
So then, chapter 3 is the investigation, where I then go into the video. That's why I say like less Ken Burns, more Louis Theroux, who were both obviously documentary filmmakers, but Ken Burns is behind the camera and just does like Ken Burns documentaries that are like famous, but he's not in his films. He's just behind the camera and it's all taught like whatever. But then Louis Theroux is in his films and he goes and interviews, so that was the joke there.
And to make contact with the man behind it all.
So we try to contact Joe Johnston. The audio in this bit is absolutely terrible, and I don't know why, because I used all the same shit. I think it's just because the room was like, there's no... I need to get some like anti-reverb shit.
Let's just fucking do it. We need to find out what...
And this is my actual desk setup. It's just, it's not fit. I haven't got a desk, and it's all basic stuff. So please don't judge my setup. It's an IKEA set of drawers with the drawers taken out. That's it. And my desktop usually is very, very organised. That was just because I was in the height of... Everything on that desktop is to do with this video that you're watching. Like, you know, anyway.
Went on, 2001. What happened to Arun?
So again, another pretty long section where I just try to... just talk shite, try to track people down. That was a real tweet that I sent. But he didn't really block me.
Block me? You're blocked?
This is all photoshopped. And it looked good enough.
Joe Johnston's blocked you. Well, what? That's... Now what am I going to do? I don't know what to do now. You bloody blocked me.
Oh, man. So... Now this bit, these were his actual agent's phone numbers. If you go on IMDb Pro and you get a free trial, go onto the actors' pages, you get all the agents' phone numbers. That's all I did. I found Joe Johnston's agent and I rang him. That's it. And all the did you see that come up there? Don't think you did. Anyway. So these 3 messages that I left were real. Those messages are actually on Joe Johnston's agent's machine. That's real. They never got back to me. Surprise, surprise.
She's British?
To leave a message,
So
wait for the tone. Record at the tone.
And this is all actual, like, I was just winging it and like just kept corpsing because I didn't know what to say.
Hello, it's just...
Thank you for calling 8... Record at the...
That bit is obviously fake. The ringtone, the hold music wasn't Big Hat No Cattle. That was obviously fake.
Tone.
So we got the fake, we got all that stuff. I'll leave the messages. This bit was real as well. These people are actually people called Joe Johnston in America that I just rang. I had about 20 names. Only 2 of them answered, which I was like, oh, we're going to get loads here. But we only got 2. I guess because it's like, you don't really answer an unknown number. I mean, I certainly don't. But I don't know. I just thought it would be very funny to ring someone called Joe Johnston.
Hello?
Hello, is that Mr. Joe Johnston?
Yes.
who made Jurassic Park 3?
What?
I'm looking for Joe Johnston, who made the film Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, okay.
Is that you?
This poor guy. Plus, on the thing that I found, it was like the white pages. Is it called white pages? Where it has the home address, it has the address, it has the phone numbers, it has the ages. This guy was like 80 or something. I felt fucking terrible. I felt terrible about it. But anyway, fuck it. But yeah, like this website, like you need to, if you're in America, you need to sort that crap out, because everything was on there, and like anyone can just find it and ring you, get your phone number, get your name. I don't think we have that in Europe, because we have the GDPR stuff, like the privacy stuff. But it was fucking scary. I mean, look at this. Anyway.
No, you got the wrong number.
This guy was obviously a lot younger and a bit more hip to what I was doing.
Hello, is that Mr. Joe Johnston? I'm looking for the
Sound like it was at a swimming pool or something.
Director of Jurassic Park 3.
Anyway. So yeah, so he's like, I thought that was good because he's like, good luck on your search, and it's like, yeah. What I really hoped for, and what I wrote down for this little section here, was that I would get like maybe 2 or 3 where I go, is that Joe Johnston? And they go, yes. And I go, who directed Jurassic Park 3? And then they go, no. That's what I wanted, essentially. But then for like the last one, what I was really hoping to do was like, I would go, oh, damn, oh, I thought you would, oh, never mind. It was like I was supposed to be doing an interview for a project that I'm doing, and then sort of get them to pretend to be Joe Johnston. So I would go like, you would put the improv on them, because that, if you get people to do that in a prank phone call, that is gold as far as I'm concerned. So I would say like, oh, you'd be really helping me out. It's just for a school project. Like, I'm going to fail if I don't get an interview with Joe Johnston. Would you just pretend to be while I ask you some questions? And then they'd say yes, and that is it. What was your opinion on the Spinosaurus? And then they'd be like, they'd have to improvise an answer back, and that would have just been so fucking funny, because they'd have to just make it up. What was it like when William H. Macy tried to shoot you and then went to prison for it? And like what they would come up with would just be gold. So, but unfortunately, we only got two people who answered, and they weren't. They both got off the line pretty quick.
Right. So I guess somebody's not the Joe Johnston.
So there's that. We did a prank phone call. Now here's the actual bits with the real people. AP3.
So what was it like working on the film?
I was not in Jurassic Park 3, Sicky.
Now I'd be interested to know if people figured out how I did this.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, it's not fucking rocket science, but...
What's wrong with you?
But it's the one with the Spinosaurus. It's the one that nobody liked.
These are the shots that I was talking about that are out of focus, and I was like, fuck. Because I couldn't... It was too much of a hassle to redo it.
Likes.
I was not...
So essentially what I did for these bits was the website Cameo. Good old Cameo. I paid them. Right, if you don't know what Cameo is, there's actors and shit on there, celebrities, and you pay them to make a little message. Happy birthday from BD Wong. All that shite. And then, but in order to get what I needed for this fake conversation, I had to make the request in such a way that I would get them to say they weren't in Jurassic Park 3. So I think I said like, it was like, oh, you know, me and my friend have this long-standing argument. He says you were in Jurassic Park 3, and I say you weren't. Can you tell him in an angry way that you weren't in Jurassic Park 3? That was it. And then the whole video, I should really pull it up. In fact, I can. Let's move over to the actual project file. Oops. Fucking look at the state of this. Normally my timelines look pretty good, but this is like, look at the fucking state, man. How much did it cost you? I don't know. Some people were pretty reasonable. I think BD Wong was like 40 quid. He was the most expensive one. 40 quid for that. Well worth it, man. Well worth it. So this is the full actual timeline. It's all this shit. And now this bit is here. I hope there's nothing that shouldn't be shown. Yeah.
Film.
So we got fake FaceTimes. Basically, yeah, so I just took cameos, edited them to put me in the corner so it looks like a FaceTime. Obviously, I put some fake like buttons and shit that pop up at the start so it looks like it's a call.
Come on, Joe!
It was a bit loud, sorry about
I decided to reach out.
Working on the film.
Right there, all this stuff here. Little fucking Apple FaceTime buttons and look a little BD Wong icon just to make it sell the illusion a bit better. Put me in the corner as if we were on a call. It fades.
I was not.
That's it. That's all I did. I filmed my parts. It was a logistical nightmare because I had to film my parts on my phone with a selfie cam. Where are we? For those bits, obviously, where I'm in the corner. I'm pointing at the screen. Where I'm in the corner. Get my reactions timed to their footage. So I had that playing in the background. There you go. There's my footage. Then combined them into this, what you see here. Then rendered that out as its own file. Put that on my phone. Then they had to play that on my phone and then react to it in this shot. So it's actually playing on my phone. You can't really fucking see. So
But it's the one with,
got an overhead shot so you can see the camera.
with the Spinosaurus.
Again, focus issues.
The one that nobody liked.
See.
I was not in it, whatever it was, okay?
Had to make sure that my reactions in the wide matched my reactions in the fucking camera in this bit. That's why like I couldn't reshoot it because I was like, I ain't fucking reshooting that. It took too long.
Film?
No, I was not in Jurassic Park 3.
In fact.
So I don't know. It was funny to me to like ask. The moth. It was funny to me to ask actors who weren't in the film what it was like being in the film. What was it like working on the film? I wasn't in it. All right. And essentially it went from there. BD Wong, like, he only gave me about like, I don't know, 2 minutes of footage. Like the message is the video's about 2 minutes long. Richard Schiff gave me like 10 minutes. He like went on for 10 minutes just waffling on about all sorts of stuff. It was actually really like he gave you your money's worth, you know what I mean? Vanessa Chester just gave me like 50 seconds. It was shit. I like Vanessa Chester, and she'd put a filter on it so you can tell it's not a FaceTime. But Richard Schiff, he just wouldn't shut up. But it's great because he was talking about he was just talking about working on The Lost World and like he couldn't remember his character's name. He kept saying, was it Chip? Was I called Chip? And all that. And interestingly, this might be a like breaking news scoop. He said that when they started to make Jurassic World, his agent was contacted by the people at Universal to ask if he wanted to reprise his role. And he was like, did you tell him I'm dead? So the stuff where he's going like, I'm a dead guy, I died. He's talking about the people that contacted him. Like, isn't that insane? Like, oh, we're going to do Jurassic World, it's Jurassic Park 4. We'd love to have you back. We'd love to have Eddie Carr back. You got fucking split in half. Like, that's the kind of research that they're doing. You're out of your minds. Anyway, that kind of says it all. Anyway, so there's that. I wanted to try and show the raw video, but I don't know. What is this? Oops. Let's try and get... Look, there's the raw thing.
I was not in Jurassic Park 3.
And what's this bit on here? Oh yeah. So that was essentially the trick. I paid for cameos to get them to say what I wanted, and then I re-edited it to make it look like they were telling me I was an idiot. And he didn't call me a cunt, by the way. He said, "Get it together, you guys," and I just put a bleep and took the consonant k, and it sounds like he's calling me a cunt, which is hilarious to me. But he probably wouldn't appreciate it. Anyway, so we got
Schiff about his...
Richard Schiff again.
Me out of a Mercedes-Benz SUV, and they flipped me in the air and split me in half.
In the third movie.
Sicky, what's wrong with you?
He did. Anime Kid 9000. He has told a story in which Spielberg liked him, so he proposed that the Macy idea... Wait, what? The idea of doing reshoots for The Lost World at the last minute to keep Eddie Carr alive. Yes. He talks about that. It's really interesting. He's like the original script, he dies a hero, there you go. And Eddie was like, Richard Schiff was like, I want a bit more time on it or something like that. But then he saw his death scene and he was like, oh, that's a great death scene. I'm happy with that. But then Spielberg was like, I like the character so much. I want him in it more. And you can, like, we'll get more scenes or something like that. Or he didn't want the death scene in the end or something. And Richard Schiff was like, no, I like the death scene. It's great. And then he said he went home that night and he told his wife. And his wife was like, you just missed out on, like, way more money. Like, you could have come back for a sequel and all that stuff. Pretty funny.
Seriously, what's wrong with you? Watch.
So there's Vanessa Chester.
The Lost World Jurassic Park.
You can see the filter that she put on it, which, yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, maybe you could do that on a FaceTime. But I thought it'd give the game away a little bit.
This is really disappointing.
Oh, now this bit. Some people thought this was real, but I have to say I thought it was clear that it wasn't real. The William H. Macy interview. Okay, Bill Macy, star of Fargo, Boogie Nights, Wild Hogs. I'm happy to have you on today to talk to you about the 20th anniversary of Jurassic Park 3. So,
are you joking?
Well, you know, it's a lot of people like that
essentially
film.
This is.
I found an interview that he did. I took that interview and essentially cut it to make it sound like he was saying something he wasn't. There you go. That's it. That's the gist. Kind of inspired by, you know, the Weird Al Yankovic, the old stuff that Weird Al used to do in the 90s, where he would he would cut interviews together with celebrities and make it look like they were talking about something else. That's kind of what I was going for. And people were like, I know some people were like, oh, you know, we would have preferred a real interview. Like, I wanted a real interview with William H. Macy. And, like, I get that, sort of. But then again, it's like so this is what would have happened. This is your options. This is how I see it, right? This is your options. I somehow got a real interview with William H. Macy. It'd go like this. All right, Bill, what was it like working on Jurassic Park 3? And he'd be like, oh, you know, it was a difficult shoot. You know, some stuff went wrong, but we had a good time. The film came out. All right, bye. So there's that. Or I take an already existing interview and I painstakingly cut it up, rearrange it, which took fucking ages, film my own bits, then rearrange it all, put it together as a flowing conversation, sort of, that fits a narrative that I fucking totally invented. Like, I know which one I'd prefer to see. I know which one's more interesting to me. Like, the whole fake story and the fake thing, and it fit. And some of the stuff he says about guns and, like, gun violence, it just worked, you know?
Oh, man. That's...
And, of course, I'd be interested. Like, would I have loved to have actually got William H. Macy on a Skype call? Yeah, of course. But I couldn't... He's not going to... he's only going to say good stuff. He's not going to play along. I'd be very, very surprised if I was like, would you pretend that you shot someone? Would you pretend that you're a fucking crank, a crazy person? He's not going to be like, yeah, I'll do that, mate. Is he? To know a little bit more about like a real interview wouldn't be worth it to me. It's just the same way as I feel like a real Jurassic Park 3 documentary probably wouldn't. Like, we already pretty much know everything that went on. You know what I mean? The incident with... I was never interested in doing a serious thing. I imagined you based the interviews on the Simpsons episode where Homer grabs the Venus de Milo gummy bear. I remember that episode. It's a great episode, but no, it was pretty much there was just a Weird Al one. Like if you Google Weird Al on YouTube, Weird Al interviews Eminem, that'll give you the gist of what he does. It's essentially what I'm doing, re-editing it to make Joe Johnston the mental. And I think I think it flows pretty well. There's a lot that I took out. You could have killed. There's maybe one bit at the end where there's a cut where you can tell there's a cut, but
big feature. You don't get to act much in a feature. You're in your trailer waiting. It takes them forever to set up scenes, and if you're an actor like me, I'm
crazy.
A character actor.
Oh yeah. Continue. Sorry. Just this pauses where he's just staring.
So and
he looks so mental with a haircut. Obviously, this is when he was doing Shameless, so he's got like long hair and stuff and a beard, but like. He kind of looks like someone that had attempted murder and been to prison, like the plain white t-shirt. Okay. So I'm sure he's a normal, nice guy, but although in the process of making this video, I watched a lot of interviews with him. Some of them got me concerned. That's all I'm going to say. Like there's one where he's talking about his daughters and the way that he brings up his children and body confidence, and he literally says the words, he's talking about his daughter's beautiful vagina. Like, I'm not making that up. There's an interview where he's talking about his daughter's beautiful vagina. You've got a beautiful vagina. That's what he says. I was like, this is too weird to put in the video.
That
you know what
person
I mean?
Does.
Like, I think he's very fucking like wee Hollywood style, him and his wife, and obviously they had that big scandal with the
everything.
The thing. So
right.
They're clearly on another fucking planet. Anyway, but he's a
I
good
finished
actor.
a scene.
So we generally talk about get him to say that he shot him, all that sort of stuff. There's nothing else to talk about, I don't think.
In Vino Veritas, I mean,
that was the cut there. In Vino Veritas, and then it's like it cuts, but I don't think I spotted it, and then it was like, oh.
I mean, I'm a messed up guy, I know that, but I've always accepted you all.
You're a fucking kook. You're
Right.
a crank, man. Look at the clip of you. There you go. I also was worried that, like, look at the clip of you. People don't know what that means if they're not from where I'm from. Like, look at the clip of you. It means look at the state of you. Look at the appearance. But people might think, look at the clip. What clip? I don't know. I'm hyping it up. So then we're into chapter 4, which is the end. That's the end of the video. Also, by the way, I was fucking crying at this bit. That bit there, when the sound effect comes on for chapter 4. On my computer and on my headphones, like, it was like a really bassy, grungy synth sound that I just did on my. I plugged my oh fuck, sorry about that. I plugged my keyboard into like Fruity Loops. I was just messing about. A lot of the background music and stuff is weird synthy sounds. That's all. It's just crap I was just messing on with. But that sound effect sounded really cool. And then I watched it last night. I watched it on my TV. For some reason, it sounded like a massively reverbed fart. Like it might sound all right in here. Every time I've listened to it, it sounds good. But on the TV speakers, it sounded like... Caught me off guard, I was fucking crying. Anyway.
So that's the story of Jurassic Park 3. A pretty crazy production that changed the lives of everyone who worked on it, and countless others.
It's just like all the different...
But is that where it all ends?
Oh, you've got Cooper. It says Cooper, a Scientologist. Because, I don't know, like the bit when he's on the plane and he's like, how do you know the Kirbys? From our church. And like the sunglasses, the dark suit, it's the Church of Scientology. That is funny to me. That's my head canon.
I can't help but feel like there's...
I just got a comment there, but I'm not seeing it in the chat, so I don't know where I can see that. Let me just go back to chilling full screen. Where did I see that comment? It popped up in my notifications on desktop, but I don't see... It said what was the music he used or something? How do I see it? Where even is it? It said, what music did you use for this bit? And he had Ray Arnold as his icon. Weird. I don't know where it is. But if he means... this song...
There's more to the story. A chapter left untold. Some kind of closure to be had.
It's from a film called Pastoral, To Die in the Country, which is an absolutely astounding film, very old. The music's by J.A. Caesar. It's called Where Have the People Gone? It's beautiful. But I always wanted that bit of music for this, because it starts off quite slow and soft like that. And then it gets a bit more, the drums come in.
Stephen immediately went to Joe.
All that sort of stuff. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go and... Actually, I could just leave this on. I'm going to post in Discord. Drop a little link in the Discord. Not my Discord. Terradome Discord. Just if anyone wants to jump in. Jump in the chat. I'm very scared that I'm going to show my screen. Not that I've got anything dodgy, but... Oh, you can't show the... Oh, you can't show the... Just while we wait, let's put the background tunes back on. Oh, you can't show the... Where did that comment come from? How bizarre. Anyway, never mind. While we wait, let's put the background tunes back on. Oops. Let's get in this little... You can't see that, can you? No. Jurassic video. Off topic. I don't know where I would post that. So many bloody rooms in these things. Dominion and other stuff. I think you can post links like that here. I'm doing a live stream talking about my... Yeah, fuck it. It's gone. Heatwave hangout. Yeah, by the way, the UK right now is in the midst of the worst heatwave of all time. The highest temperatures ever recorded. It is fucking unbelievable. I've got my window, and I'm wearing a balaclava and a hat. Now, to be honest, it's not too bad in here. I've got my windows open and stuff, but honestly, I've never experienced heat like it. Honestly, I've never experienced heat like it. Are you getting some attention in the chat? All right then. So that's that all kicked off. Close Discord because it'll only be fucking doing noises all the time. But yeah, seriously, it's absolutely boiling. It's like hotter than LA apparently, hotter than all sorts of places. Ralph says, my man, I live in Florida. All I do is deal with heat. Oh, how do you do it in hot countries? Especially Florida. Because, I mean, where we are, like, it's quite humid here. Because obviously England is rainy. And then mixed with this heat, it's probably not far off what you get in Florida. I mean, it's probably not, I don't know if there's any comparison. But it's like 40 degrees Celsius here. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Let's share a bit further down. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, schools have closed, and they're painting like railway tracks like white to reflect the heat because they're warping and stuff, and they might cross drains. But anyway, but seriously, I mean, the way the whole climate shit's going, I think everyone in the UK will have like AC units. I think less than 1% of the population has like actual inbuilt aircon units. That's gonna fucking change. Because I've already been looking on Amazon. But yeah, that's gonna fucking change. Because I've already been looking on Amazon. But yeah, that's gonna fucking change. Oh, that guy who was asking about the music might have been asking about background music. All of this music is stuff from, like, I think it's the Half-Life 2 soundtrack. And Quake 3. And Unreal Tournament. There's a lot of Unreal Tournament music. The worst part of the heat is when it's also humid. That's when it's unbearable. Yeah. It's like, I much prefer colder temperatures. Because the way I see it is, you can always, it's a lot easier for the human body to get warmer. You just put more layers on, you put, you know, there's more electrical appliances that cater to heat, I would say. I mean, I could be wrong in that. Radiators, you know, all that stuff. Big fucking, get a dog, go to bed with a dog like that. Not in a sexual way. All sorts of stuff, but to cool down, you've pretty much only got a cold bath. That's it. Jump in the pool. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Oh, that comment was on a totally different video. What music did you make for this? And it's on the Muldoon video. It's off, I think it's off the Jurassic Park. I don't know, I don't care. Jurassic Park video game. Like Sega Genesis, I don't know. Something like that. Alright then, let's get back into it. We're into the end game now. Let's turn that music off. Let's get this back up. Alright, so there's nothing else to say really about this stuff. This is just, I wanted a bit of a recap for the end of the video where it plays through some of the stuff. You got a couple of floating heads, a couple of widescreen.
I love.
This is filmed off my phone, an iPhone 7, which is pretty dated at this point, I guess. I don't know. I don't really keep up with it.
The Jurassic Park movies.
But I mean, that looks pretty good. 4K footage off an iPhone 7 in it with a widescreen adapter.
Kill the T-Rex.
Looks pretty. I'm happy with that. Like, look at that. Well, maybe when you crop it in, it don't look too hot.
What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
We're gonna kill the T-Rex.
How dare you?
Sicky, what's wrong with you?
Action-adventure movies today
So we've got a bit more recap.
Shut the fuck up.
That's an old building that's on the coast. Like, the sea is literally just down this cliff. This is like a sheer cliff like that. And then the stormy North Sea. It was some old, obviously an industrial building, fan house. Actually, I shouldn't say what it is because you'll be able to find the location quite easily from that. Although I don't live in that area anyway. But I just thought I was just out there and I was like, oh, that'll be a good little backdrop for a thing. Like all the graffiti and all that shit. Extinction Rebellion sign. Crap. Oh, that's a bit apropos, isn't it? We're talking about climate change and the heat. Extinction Rebellion. I don't know if I'm a supporter, but, you know, who knows? I don't know. There's a couple of little secret edits in this where I had to mask out some very disgusting language that was sprayed like here and elsewhere. But I was like, oh, come on. Every time I'd replay the clip, I'd see another slur that I had to remove. Hello, Krask Pillard. Sicky, you got to be careful, mate. Joe Johnston might be stalking. I mean, I'm sure he got wind of those messages I left, because it sounds fucked up. But I'm not. I've got no intention of. You know what I mean. I like Joe Johnston. Got no ill will towards him at all. And I hope he's not like, oh, there's a guy on the internet who's, you know what I mean. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I've got no. There's not a violent streak in me.
It's a lot of trust that he's placing in me.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
We're gonna kill the T-Rex. We're gonna kill the T-Rex.
So there's that.
What does this film represent? Why
this
spinal?
was all like a weird sort of.
Is it symbolic?
A great COVID hoax. I didn't put that there. I just thought. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting to capture that moment in time. Like, that was somebody really thought it was. I don't know.
A wider problem within the human psyche, within reality itself.
Nice little shot there. I'm looking out over the sea. Like, this cliff goes down into the sea, but it was that fucking, you know, northeastern English coastline. It's pretty much always foggy.
Jurassic Park 3.
It was Jurassic Park 3. This is like the weird Terrence Malick kind of vibe. If you see a Terrence Malick film like The New World, or there's a lot of shots of nature and narration and all that stuff. I just thought it would be funny to take the piss out of that and like that sort of attention and like fucking heady sort of filmmaking, but talking about Jurassic Park 3. Comedy gold.
3. Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3.
And my nails look dirty, but it's because I'd had to dig in the tripod leg. One of the tripod legs wasn't doing what I wanted, so I dug, and then that's why my nails dirty. I'm normally very clean.
Freedom?
Hairs.
Jurassic Park.
Oh god. So I have an epiphany.
I finally understand what it all means.
That's obviously like the best shot in the film. I'm happy with that shot. Obviously colour graded to within an inch of its life. But again, just a nice little. That's all real. No CG on out there. A green screen. This is all a parody of the Sopranos episode where Tony takes peyote in the desert. You know, when he goes to Las Vegas with that woman. And he's got like, he's like totally high, and then they just start like that in the desert outside Las Vegas, and then they look at the sun. This shot is actually from The Sopranos. I just ripped it and flipped it. But then he's staring at the sun, and then he sees this flash in the sky. And then he goes, I get it! And it's like he has an epiphany. It's really like, it's a fucking excellent moment. If anyone hasn't seen The Sopranos, fucking, it's the greatest show ever made. Watch that shit. But I thought it would be funny to parody that. I just wanted to, so I did. Get it! So then there's me. That's all, what shot for shot, Tony Soprano. And then I started going a bit mental. I'm running through the country. My phone.
It all makes sense. Jurassic Park 3, it's the best one.
You have nice eyes in that light. Thank you. Thank you. Can't fucking see you normally in daylight because of that. They let too much light in, that pale. I'm like that. Anyway, this was. I really like this bit. This is the YouTuber Gaming Beaver, who, if you don't know, is a pretty big deal. 3 million subscribers. Yeah.
Are you okay? It's the best.
But I kind of wanted, in the midst of the madness of this scene where I'm going mental, to have someone really like I mean, if you watch Jurassic Park videos and stuff like that, a familiar face pop up, and it's like, what? Who? Someone totally opposite of what is the vibe of what is going on here to pop up.
One!
And I had like, there was a few people I was going to ask, but he was number one, and he was an absolute jewel. I was like, could you maybe do a good little thing? And he was like, yeah, sure. He sent me like 3 different takes. Seriously, 3 different takes of him answering the phone. Yeah, well, yeah. And he put like his Jurassic Park 3 stuff in the background. Honestly, what a jewel of a man. And he's from Northeast as well. He's from not too far from me. That's why I always like enjoy watching his stuff, because he's like local lad, did good. I don't know if you know him. But...
That was weird.
It just worked as a good a good foil for the madness of my character. So then I'm like, yeah, I'm totally having an epiphany. It's the greatest film ever made. I found the DVD in the roots of a tree. I don't know what that means, but I thought it was nice image. And then here, this was like, because I wanted another mad, like, this is at the point when I just started taking it up a level, and then a level, and then a level, and it was just getting more and more mental. I was like, where else can I go? I'm going to go to the void in between worlds. Where else can I go? I'm going to go to hell. All that sort of crap. Just having fun, writing stuff and filming stuff. But in order to get that going, I had to have Arunkov come back, and he appears on the cover of the DVD. There's the man himself. He's in a little portal. What? Bit of ADR because the wind blew the mic out completely. It can't be you. You? Can't be you. Fucking hell. So then he does like some brain shit. I can't believe it.
You're supposed to be dead.
Then I go like, I get mesmerised. This is all a bit of a throwback to like a Roger Corman kind of thing. Anime Kid 9000 says, time for the end of Evangelion shots. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to do like a side by side to show like where I basically took the shot ideas from and just recreated them. But I'll just have to, I don't know. Oh, there might be some of that in here actually. So he tried to command his powers into my brain, and then I whipped him round and just shot him in the sky. This is all like Evangelion like reference, which is an anime. But the whole thing ends with the movie end of it either. It's basically all this sort of weird shit, planets exploding, and it's amazing. But mind blowing, life changing stuff.
Is that Johnston?
But I thought I'd take the piss out of it. So then Johnston flies through space from the void. This is so insane. The thought that people were tuning into this to watch a serious Jurassic Park 3 documentary, and they got this. And I was laughing. I was just kept laughing at myself the whole thing. Not that I was trying to troll people, because I wasn't like, aha. That was not my intention. It was just, I don't know. It's just what I wanted to make. So the blast from Arunkov splits the planet in two. The Earth turns a red kind of shade. Within the Earth is contained an embryo, a spinal embryo. Joe Johnston wants to eat it, wants to ingest it.
He's not going to eat the baby.
So that line, "Oh, you bad sod," is taken from League of Gentlemen movie, which is always, I just found it the most funny remark. Like they don't say, "Oh, fucking hell," or, "Oh my god," or, "You piece of shit, you asshole." "Oh, you bad sod." Like there's something so benign about it that's just, it's hilarious to me. So I reappropriated that again. kept it going. So he eats the little Spinosaurus embryo thing. It skeletonizes and dissolves. This shot might not be clear, but he swallows it. Then this shot is in his stomach. So this is kind of like it's in his gut, and it dissolves, and then it has a weird reaction. And it vomits out. Vomit, I guess. I was kind of half thinking these were also going to be little miniature embryo things to like propagate within space, but at that point the whole thing was even beyond me. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. So I
hasn't agreed with him.
So then he gets all his Indiana Jones style death, where it, like, speeds through time. Which was just, I took that picture of Joe Johnston and used, you know, that app called Face app, where you can make an old version of yourself. I just did that on that picture. So I got an old man, like there, and then I would take a screenshot of that and put the old filter on that to get an older version, and then an older version of that, and then do it again, until I got, like, it just made this horrific monstrosity, which is, like, so fucking gross. And it was like there. I was like, what is this thing I have created? Anyway, and then I just sort of superimposed some skeleton stuff and flesh. Turns into a skeleton, and then the jaw snaps off. There's the Operation Genesis sound effect of someone dying. Dong.
That must be his soul.
I've just realised I'm doing a commentary like Arnold Schwarzenegger does a commentary, where you just describe what's happening on film. If anyone's ever watched a film with an Arnold Schwarzenegger commentary track, literally all he does is he just describes what's happening. There's no insight. He just goes, then we were doing Terminator 2, and then I go into, this is the bit when I shoot the gun, and then I get in the car, and then we drive, and then that's all he does, is just describes what's happening on screen. And I've just realised that that's exactly what I'm doing. This bit was just, I wanted a weird vortex type thing, because I knew that I had to then end up in a void. So I get sucked into the DVD, into the little portal thing. There's a joke about it. This is just like Jumanji, which is directed by Joe Johnston. See, all this took fucking ages to render this. It's all After Effects. So there's the DVD. I think this shot could have lingered a bit longer so that you can tell it comes from like the same shot. I walk towards it and then there it is there. Just like a weird vortex, smoky particle effect. Lightning. And it grabs me. I do a little cookie cutter cut out. It pulls me in. This is just like Jumanji! That's like shot for shot Evangelion. Now if I've got, I think this is actually all, like the reference shots are actually still in here. Maybe? Fuck, don't pause on that fucking image. Let me just see. This timeline is a fucking mess, man. Oh my god. I think it's this. Yeah, oops, that's not good. So there's that. Look here, there you go. This will be funny. This is from the film The End of Evangelion, which is the film that they made. It's like the end of, well, it's not the fucking end because there's way more. But you get the TV series, 26 episodes, and then they made the film. This is the film. But you might see some similarities to... So there's that bit there, which is literally just that. I just did that shot. But there's some differences. But essentially, the planet turns red. This is when all the souls of mankind is being taken out, everyone's turning back into LCL or whatever it's called. There's that shot. There's that shot, look, with the where is it? I think it's here. Yeah, look, Spinosaurus in front of the moon is basically that. There you go. And then you've got the shot of it there, backlit by the sun with a hole. You've got it backlit by the sun. I just replaced it with the Spinosaurus. You get that shot with the eyes fade in there, look. And then that, which if you look at that, that's pretty much one for one. Look. There you go. But it's not copying, it's homage, it's a reference. There's the shot with that, with its eyes fading. What else is that? There's the big shot where, look, the big Joe Johnston head with the falling Spinos. And then there's the big shot with Ray and the falling mass production units, excuse me. Fucking incredible. It's just an inspiring film. But yeah, there's a lot of little Ava references like peppered throughout. Whoops. Oh no. The no. Sorry about that. And then we're into the void. Again, just another little silly idea where you got me talking to a void cube thing. Dubbed the void cube. So this thing here, all of this here that you're seeing is all, it's actual like cosmic data from NASA. And essentially what that means is I was looking for like strange warp type effects and like stuff that I felt would fit this weird interdimensional void. And it just so happened that the stuff I found was actual data of space. And I think, so this big red thing that's spinning in the background, that was like some dust measurements or something, or it was data related to points of, I can't remember. But it worked perfectly, and I tweaked the colours and made it bright red and all that stuff. But that is real actual space data right there. The cube, that cube there is also like data points and visualized data of cosmic as a simulation. So essentially, I believe it was something to do with the dispersion of galaxies within the universe, like after the Big Bang, which is incredible when you think about it. So you've got like, it's hard to see in this because I put so many filters on it and shit. But it's like a cube with like all of these strange like lattice work and points of data that you can sort of see there. And that they are all there. That's not just fake stuff. Every single one of those points of light represents a galaxy or a cluster of galaxies, and like the dispersion throughout the known universe. Fucking mind blown. And it just so happened it was like a perfect fit for what I wanted to do. So I just put a bit of bob on it, made it move and weave and all that stuff and pulsate. And you've got a weird interdimensional god type of thing. Ralph asks if you watched the Evangelion rebuilds, and if so, what do you think of them? I don't mind them. For me, the essential viewing is the show, the 26 episodes, and then the film. That's all I need. That's all I've ever needed. The rebuilds are just a bit more of the same fun, but yeah, you know, it's the actual show and then the film is what I love the most. Like, if you haven't seen it, if you're gonna watch one anime, watch that one. That's what I say. It's just so fucking like mind bending and like, yeah, it's just good. Like, it stays with you. It stuck with me when I first saw it. I think it helps if you're like a little depressed teenager when you first see it, because it's like, I'm Shinji, you know, that crap. They're just great. They're just great. They're weird. They're off, you know, a lot going on. Although I don't think it's, you always hear that it's so complex and like convoluted, but I don't think it really is. It's once you like get your head around it. The series has some Michael Crichton references. Does it? Does it? I guess there's a lot of that going on. I think I've got some stuff here. Evangelion stuff. This is my little bag that I've got here. There you go, look, we've got some badges. Got some little wait, what the chilling full screen, there we go. This is another bag here. There you go, we've got Nerve. We've got Rai Army. We've got, what's this here? Oops. That's Adam. That's Lilith, isn't it? I don't know how my brain's going. There you go. I think that's it. It's a wonderful show. It has two scenes that copy a few lines from its old film adaptation directly shot for shot. Oh, the Andromeda strain. Oh, that would make sense. Well, how about that? So you got Michael Crichton, you got Jurassic Park 3, you got Evangelion, you got Jurassic Park 3. It's all getting mixed into the same stew of madness. No, definitely recommend that if anyone hasn't seen it. I love it. I know some people don't like it. It's like, oh, Shinji's a bitch. It's like, no, he's not. He had a pretty traumatic life, depressed and all that shit. But anyway. Yeah. And obviously the director's done others. Shin Godzilla. You've seen Shin Godzilla, that was the same director. Has a lot of Evangelion vibes. Pretty cool. Turn that off. Let's get back to this, right? There's only a little bit left on this and then we can call it a night. So I'm talking to the Void Cube. Again, it was just a joke. Like, I wanted to write a little scene where I'm in the Void.
Can I just ask, what has any of this got to do with Jurassic Park 3?
You're like, I haven't seen that. To be honest, there's some other stuff in here that you could describe as being like Anno-like the classic Anno text. Big text flashing up on screen. There's some of that at the start of this video. It's all in the mix, isn't it? All your interests, pardon me, all your interests and influences, it all goes into the mix. So there's that. This voice, I was very happy with this voice when I did it. It was all, you know, like text to speech. Like, I just googled text to speech website, put the script in, and then it was like a woman's voice. I took a woman's voice and then a man's voice, and then I took them in Adobe Audition and just messed on with them so much that it sounded like, to get it to where I wanted it. Like, I wanted it to be boomy and bassy, but then like have a really like Pazuzu like rippling like that sort of thing. but then also have the male voice and the woman voice. I thought it was pretty good. Kind of sounds like, what's that, Ghostbusters? Zool. It sounds a bit like Zool, but I wasn't trying to go for Zool. I was just trying to make it weird.
It's just a 20-year-old dinosaur movie killer.
It's got this deeper, rippling voice that's kind of creepy, and it's got the more womanly voice at the top. I was really happy with it. I was like, yeah.
No, I ain't
impressed with how
I
took that really crappy art and just, just messing about.
ain't done no doubling.
So that's where it gets a bit meta. No better than Joe Johnston. So then the joke here is that I'm like, this is hell, and it's like, no, it's not. It's like, I think it is. It's got all the hallmarks, and then it goes, this is hell, and then I'm like, what? And then I go, it sends me to hell.
This is clearly some form of person.
Where are we now then?
Of hell. It is.
Let's get to that bit.
It is, yeah.
Final hell
How in
sequence.
this one? What?
Yeah, this is just more After Effects weird. I kind of wanted it to be like I was like moved, being like wrenched through dimensions, and I did some green screen stuff where I would really slowly like move like that, like, and then speed it up loads and then play it back, which there's a bit of that in here, but I don't know. It never really got how I sort of envisaged it. But I was happy with this. Put me in a weird ball thing, flying through clouds. That'll do. So now hell in this idea is basically like Hieronymus Bosch paintings and Land of Hope and Glory. Just really bizarre paintings from Hieronymus Bosch or Boss or whatever it's called. This is all, again, just like little demons that I took from medieval paintings. If you want to see some bizarre medieval depictions of demons, you can't go wrong with Hieronymus Bosch and, like, fucking Peter Bruegel and all that stuff. Can't beat it. Fantastic paintings. I just cut them out, animated them so they all danced and moved and crap like that. This bit was pretty last minute and I couldn't think of anything to put in. But then I remembered I had an old video that had some stuff. It was called Hybrid Hell. And I was like, well, that's perfect because I didn't have any use for it. And it's basically all of these images that scroll past of the weird dinosaurs and the weird hybrids. That's actual concept drawings and sculptures for a potential Jurassic Park 4 that never got made. This is like mid-2000s. They were like, Jurassic Park 4 is going to be hybrids. It's called the John Sayles script, I think. It's pretty famous because it's like the ideas are so wild and like the dinosaurs are like mutants and they've got guns and like built into them and it's absolutely insane. Cool, but not Jurassic Park, I don't think. Like these are actually like dinosaur human hybrids. So I thought I'll just stick all that in, fill the fucking timeline up.
You're falling, Tanner. You can't hold on.
That bit is a reference to an old film from the 60s called The Power, which has some really amazing trippy scenes in, and I wanted to like reference that. So that audio is the main characters like falling through a void, and these guys shouting, going, "You're falling, Tanner."
You can't hold on.
He's not a skull, but I just did a skull. So yeah, we've got a bit more references to the hybrids. It's clearance sale because the guy's called John Sayles. All dinosaurs half splice. Anyway, you got the gist. And then we go to a little Big Hat No Cattle hell. Fucking mental. Again, just sort of random shit that would be in a bar. A fake fish, a Billy Bass. You get the Kirby's appear all distorted and weird. There's a little hat that floats past with Christmas lights on it. Over here. That's also a little reference to the Muldoon video that I did a few years ago, just because I thought that there was cowboy hats and I thought, I know what I'll put in here. The Christmas hat. Anyway. Just for me. Then I'm on the telly with a kid. Then this bit I was trying to like, I just wanted to sort of see if I could 180 spin it from the madness to something emotional. I don't think it was quite successful. But I don't know, I thought it was nice. Hey, look at this. You got the Hubble deep field image, which is still the greatest image of this type, by the way, because that James Webb, it was good, but it wasn't quite ultra deep field, let's be honest. That's all I'm saying. Hugely scientifically important, sure, but it ain't as pretty as the ultra deep field. Anyway, so every point of light in that's a real image of space, of the universe. Every point of light is like, it's a galaxy. Look at that. Entire galaxies, man. Too close. Entire galaxy up here. Galaxy. There's a galaxy. That's a real picture. Look at that. That's a real picture, man. Like, come on. It's got to be the greatest image ever taken. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Maybe on one of them planet in a solar system, in a galaxy, one of these, somebody's made this exact video already. Hello, Matt. Thanks for joining. I don't recognise your username or anything. Are you new here? New here. This is like the only stream I've ever done. Was not. So yeah, so I tried to use a bit of this music. Was just some, I think it was like some Incompetech stuff, royalty free, but it was good.
I have a theory that there are two kinds of boys. There are those that want to be astronomers and those that want to be astronauts. The astronomer gets to study these amazing things from a place of complete safety.
But then you never get to go into space.
I don't know, I just wanted it to be like...
There's a difference between imagining and seeing.
Before it goes back to more madness. Break the fourth wall a little bit, that's always a laugh.
We're gonna kill the T-Rex.
And then this is the little finale. Again, it's just After Effects, like 3D camera tracking, so you get all your images of Joe Johnston's head. You put a wobble effect on so they all wobble. You put 3D camera thingy so they're all placed on planes moving further and further and further away. And then you animate the camera to move in. So they're not moving towards the screen. There's actually a fake, like a camera moving in. That's how you do it. I just wanted it to be like I go mental. The Jurassic Park, the power of Jurassic Park melts my brain. So that's kind of what you get.
Сейчас смотрю.
There you go, and then I turn into a skeleton. The void cube appears, sucks my skeleton into the void once again. Turn. And then there's a couple of frames of a Runkov's face that pops up. Like that. Whoa, spooky. And I put the initials in, so it's UU for Ushbita Runkov. And then JJ for Joe Johnston. There you go. And the final little...
It's going to sell a lot of popcorn.
There you go. End credits, and then this is again a little bit of Evangelion, because they use this music sometimes in the film, in some of it. So there's that. Now what else? Now this is... I'll try and show you some stuff that I cut. It might not load, because I deleted all the cached stuff, and this video project is huge. But God, this, like, look at this crap. So there's all that. There was a whole sequence of, like, because the film comes out in 2001, and I had this bit where I took some of the worst reviews and like overlaid them onto the film, and set it to Ave Maria, which for some reason made me laugh, but didn't quite work. And then it was like, it recaps 2001, and it's like a stream of everything that happened, and I don't know, it just didn't really fit. Like, it's this bit here, look. It might be a bit jerky because it's not rendered, but...
And in the sweltering heat of
it's a bit quiet.
Summer 2001, Jurassic Park 3 was born.
Can you hear that? Wait, the song isn't even playing?
Jurassic Park 3 was born.
I don't think there's any audio. Huh. Ah, well, just imagine Ave Maria. So you got the reviews. Drama is minimal and character non-existent. It was just funny to me seeing it like, oh fuck! I see, why has it done that? Seeing it in slow motion with like the quotes coming up. It's a shame the music isn't playing. But seeing Billy getting pecked to bits. So all these bad reviews come up as Billy's being eaten alive. And then you get a little bit of... Stinks worse than Dino Dung. I think this be going to work. It's not going to work without the Ave Maria. It's very annoying. I don't understand why, because it's in there. Fucking thing. Revealing project. It's there, man. What is going on? What the hell? Something ain't right. Well, anyway, it goes through like all the characters are saying. Wait, no, there's no audio. Like it just. So it was all like 2001 based crap set to Ave Maria with like, oh my, honestly, it was too much. It kind of had a weird emotional like with the Ave Maria and all that crap. I don't know, it just kind of worked. But didn't fit in the video anywhere. So I was like, fuck that. It's too much. Stock footage of a woman in a wheelchair with footage of a helicopter overlaid. Like, I don't know. And like, what's this? Just loads of 2001 overdose. The music really makes it, I have to say. But so there's that, and the weird stock footage. Just cuts to animals' faces.
Fascinating.
There you go. That's about that. So that was that bit. I think, what else was there? Oh. Bit of outtakes. Oh, he's some.
On undermining every decision I
don't know why half of the fucking videos aren't showing up, but
make. Every little thing. Something like Home Alone, for example.
What's this? Void cube. Bit of raw void cube. What's this? Oh, it's just all a bit more. What is this? Another potential transition where like stuff all comes out. I don't know. I had too much fun making crap. That none of it was like. I don't know. I either had a surplus of stuff or bits where there was like nout and I couldn't do it. I couldn't think of what to do. So this is all. Oh, this whole bit. It's pretty fucking. I took it out because it was cringeworthy. But in the interest of showing everything, which I think is important to do, you got to show what didn't work. This was the I had this character who was like, he's the script doctor who got sent the script of Jurassic Park 3 to refine, and the joke is that they sent him the script and it was blank. There was nothing in it. But I just didn't. I didn't like the character. It's got David Kep's face. It was just, I don't know. I was just making it cringe.
Well, they basically asked me to come in and work on the script, give it a bit of a polish, tighten it up a bit, that sort of thing.
That was the comedy name I could come up with. David Kepto-Bismol. It's not even fucking good.
But when I received the...
Whoops. It's fucking lagging like hell.
Current draft.
Blue 65 Tank says, low-key the sauna strain joke was the best part of the doc. Glad you liked it.
From the studio. Well, I couldn't believe my eyes. I've got it here, look. This is what
so then he takes out the script.
Sent me.
It's lagging like hell because none of it's rendered. So I flipped through the script. There's now in it. That's the joke. Like, they asked me to refine. I said they asked me to refine the working draft. I can't refine zero. That's the whole.
Current working draft. I can't refine zero.
Anyway.
But egregious is written.
So that didn't make the cut because I kept fucking cringing every time I saw it. But there you go. It was a laugh. I had this bit about the sound engineers, and I was going to film it on a green screen so I could do both guys because they were twin brothers. That was the joke. They were twin brothers, and they worked on the sound. And I was going to do like how they were doing. They were developing the bass notes, and they got so deep that they would make like people shit themselves and all. It was just like a joke about the famous urban legend about the brown note and all that sort of stuff. Again, didn't quite work. I think all of this crap here is. Oh, that's just behind the scenes. I thought it was the Macy interview. It's more 2001 crap. Oh, what's that? Oh. Jurassic Park 3, 80%. There you go. Just loads of little random bits and pieces. What's this? It's random music videos. It just didn't work. And it didn't really need it. Like, just keep focused on the film and the surrounding random shit. Fucking 9/11 stuff. Like, honestly, I don't know what I was thinking. The Pianist, good film. Oh, there's a random bit of... Look, oatmeal. That was the stuff with Joe Johnston's diet. This is all the Macy stuff, look. It's totally like... I had to go through it and cut out all his reactions. Anything that I could potentially use, like where he would go, or yeah, or no. And then just... It's a fucking nightmare. For some reason, there's no audio. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Because it's there. I can see it. Anyway, doesn't matter. Look, all of his little... Every little sound and thing that I could potentially use to construct the conversation. It's all there. Look at it, there's stacks of it, man. So I think that's pretty much... Obviously, there's a lot of other stuff I did that just, I don't know, didn't really have it, didn't really find a place. Or stuff that was like, I just cut out because it was going a bit too long. Some of it still goes a bit too long. What's this? It's more odds and ends, I guess. Oh, this was the original Hell bit. Anyway, that's generally it, I think. Oh fuck, it's crashed. Oh no, it hasn't. Some outtakes there. This is all just like take after take of like what could I potentially need, so I didn't have to put all the shit back on and get the green screen back out, get it all in one go, which didn't work because I had about 10 different folders of random shit.
Oh, this is so bad. This is okay. Not too bad. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
God. So yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. And the whole actual video is just start a little bit at the start. All of that, just start a little bit at the start. All the tags are misaligned because it all got... What's this? I don't think there's anything else to talk about. That's pretty much it. Pretty mental stuff. I had a lot of fun making it. Yeah. Let's go back to chilling full screen. Let's get the music back on. Oh, I was sat like that the whole time. Useless. So there you go. Oh. 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 Oops. Shouldn't be able to hear. I think I've got some... random shit, random notes, post-it notes and all that stuff to keep track of what I had to do. There's your little Runkov face there. Just printed it out. stuck it on, put the cloak on, took the spooky pictures. Ralph says, how would you rank the Jurassic Park films from best to worst, including Dominion? Jurassic Park is the best, then Lost World. This is my personal thing. Although Jurassic Park is the best, I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Then Dominion. So you've got Jurassic Park, Lost World. This is mine, bear in mind. Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic Park 3, and then finally Jurassic World, because I don't really like that one that much. But yeah. Cat, I think the name is Carl, I don't know, asks, now the JP documentary is being done, when do we get to see Sicky T behind the mask? You probably won't. I mean, I did some Instagram stories a few years ago, and I did my face. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna show my face, just do it. But I couldn't be arsed with it. Rather not bother. There you go. This is the one that I wore for that geezer. That's because that looks so fucked up. What am I doing? Oh god, they were just props to get around hiding my face and also contributing to the character in some way. That's all it is. I'm a pretty normal guy, honestly. What's these little notes and stuff here? There's a little shot list. That's the idea, is the sort of crap I would go out into the field with, into locations. This is the bit where I think I pick up the DVD and I could get sucked into the vortex. So there's the DVD in the foreground. What's it say? DVD on ground, then it cuts to me seeing at the DVD with the sparkles on it, then a shocked reaction, which isn't in there. Actually, I cut that out. Could have actually done with being in there, probably. Then the vortex comes out, pulls me in. That's pretty much as it is in the film. It's all big, I go. You get sucked into it. Look, this is just like Jumanji. There you go, then it goes in. And on the other side is... Wait. I needed to shoot... This is final day stuff, this. I needed to shoot the note that Urunkov left. I don't know why I'm showing you this, to be honest. I'm just... It's summer, isn't it? There's the little 3D drawing that I did. Or would eventually become the 3D drawing of the stage, the skylights. And the fucking set done. Very pleased with myself there. So there's that. Look at all these notes, post-it notes. This is what I had to stick on the wall so I could visually see. Because I'm not very good with organisation. So I just have loads of random notes like why Spino and all that crap, which looks like complete nonsense. And it is, but it makes sense to me. Another little, these are the sort of things I would do for shot lists, so it's, there you go. Walking through nature, standing in the shot, 360, pointing disc at sky. Beaming with joy, euphoric, but alive, all that sort of shit. There's a little file, case 44. Do you have any hopes for the future of the Jurassic franchise? I'm hoping Universal just lets it rest like they did with JP3. I would like some new video games that aren't park builders though. Yeah, they should do some. They should give it a breather. Let it simmer down for a while. And they should do like, I think everyone's chomping at the bit for a good survival game, aren't they? You always hear Alien Isolation with dinosaurs. I'd happily take that. No, I don't. Yeah, no park builders. The evolution. Considering I loved Operation Genesis so much, the evolution games did out for me. Lego Jurassic World game, yeah, that'll be a good. They're always quite popular, aren't they? I haven't played them, but popular. So look, here's all the little case file stuff. Look, there's the note. Little link of note. Another little shot list. There you go. Voice Bill Macy interview. Honestly, half of this stuff was stuck on my wall for like months. I'm off camera there, and it was just like I would look over at it and like go get fucking like, because I knew like I had to get it done by then. Get it done by Jurassic June fucking 2021. Missed that. July 2021. Missed that. 2022. I fucking missed that again. It came out on July. Missed Jurassic June anyway. It's this. A little drawing of a skeleton. That's got no relevance. I just found it. The notes are impressive. Well, thank you very much. These are the little fake evidence bags. I don't want it to look like it's got like little stamp on it and like little stickers with stuff on it. Camera. The officer was called Glunt. Officer Glunt, because that's a funny word. These are the fake evidence pictures. There you go, look, little Polaroids of Bill Macy and the gun and all that stuff. It's just fun to make. I just thought it would be better than just showing the images on screen. Have them actually like be physical things that I could handle and like, ooh, get the lighting on them and stuff. There's the shot of the raptor, that the animatronic that Joe Johnston was supposed to have like hidden behind. Oops. And I actually photoshopped bullet holes onto it. The 3 shots. Can't really see. Can you see there the bullet holes? Oh man, my fucking nails are dirty, aren't they? There. At the point of that there, look. Thought that was pretty funny. Can't really see him in the video though. Yeah, little raptor. For some reason it was making me laugh that I like blacked its eyes out. Like I don't know. I censored its eyes as if it was like a corpse or something. I don't know. That was funny to me. So there's all that. Oh my god, it's so hot. And I've had to turn my fan off as well because of the noise. That's for your benefit, that, not mine. This is the fake script. There you go. Jurassic Park 3 by Joe Johnston, which it wouldn't say because he didn't write it, but I just thought, fuck it. Some little contact numbers and stuff down there. So that was the joke in the video. I'll pick it up and go, this is the script that they sent me, look. It's totally blank. They asked me to refine the working draft. You can't refine 0. That was the joke anyway. So there's that. I think that's pretty much everything. I was going to show some like I was going to show other little outtakes and shots, but I can't think of how I can show them. Like I've got the files, the video files, but I can't just play, like it'll be too much of a faff on to like set them up. But essentially, it's just what you've already seen, but not as funny. Less funny, let's say. So there you go. What's going on with yous? Do you have any future videos planned currently, or are you taking a rest after that documentary? I had an idea. I was going to do like a making of that film and just talk about what I've just talked about now, but then I thought I'd rather just do it as a stream. It's more fun. It's winter here and it's a cold day. You down in Australia? So yeah, no, I don't really have any. I've got an outlet planned, to be honest. For a while before Dominion came out, I had a little fake Twitter account thing set up, and it was doing like It was like a QAnon parody of like Jurassic Park stuff. It was a lot of fun. I was having a laugh with it. There's some more stuff that I wanted to do for that I might still do eventually, because I thought it would be quite funny to how it would end. It's called @JSpeaks or something. @JSpeaksTruth or something on Twitter. It didn't get many followers, but it was just, again, it was just some New Zealand, nice one. Peter Jackson and all that. Have you ever been to America and gone on a... I've never been to America. No. I'd like to go. I think it's absolutely, like, I think it's amazing. But what a place. Mental and wild and beautiful and crazy and wow, yeah. I like to go all over the world. I don't know, don't really travel that much. But yeah, I'd like to go on the ride though. I mean, they've changed it a bit now, haven't they? Because they put all the Jurassic World facade over it, I suppose. America kind of sucks. I'd love to visit Japan. Oh, that'd be amazing as well. Like, what a place. Do the classic weeb thing and just go and live it. Well, I shouldn't say that. So, that Beaver who's in that video has just moved to Japan. And I was like, oh god, it was so bad. Because I told him when the video went up, I sent him a DM, I was like, oh, the video's going up tonight, your bit's about 50 minutes in, all this sort of stuff. And we were talking about he's moving to Japan, but he's moved there now. And he's like, he's having a great time. And I was like, oh, Japan, what a place Japan is. It's so clean, so peaceful, and nothing ever happens in Japan. And then, like, the next day, that the Prime Minister was assassinated, Japan in chaos, and all that stuff. I was like, for fuck's sake. Mental. But no, he seems to be having a great time. It's a crazy place though, Japan. Like, the city, like Tokyo is so... Talk about a mega city. It's outrageous. I've never been. But you gotta love Japan, haven't you? You gotta love Japan. Hollywood was changed to Jurassic World, but Orlando's still... that's cool. I think its days are probably numbered, but yeah. Googled hang gliding in New Zealand because of Billy. Didn't know it's a thing here. Hang gliding. Well, they've got a lot of mountains and peaks and cliffs, haven't they, New Zealand? Ralph says he often wonders how Michael Crichton would have felt about Jurassic World and the direction the franchise took. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure, like, in terms of the ideas, because there's a lot of Crichton-y stuff in the new films, so I think he'd be alright with the ideas, but the execution, I'm not so sure, because he knows, he knows what a good film is, does Michael Crichton. He made one. He made Westworld. So he might be like, good ideas, bad execution. I don't know. I'm sure I'd be happy to take the paycheck. What don't you like about the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movies? I think I don't know. I like them all with the flaws and all. These are the Jurassic Park movies. as I've already said, I've taken to liking Jurassic Park 3, even though, like I say, it's not a good movie. But flaws and all, it's become it's all right. Jurassic Park, there's not really out wrong with it, I don't think. Yes, it's got flaws as well, like all art has, I suppose. But it's not like there's not I would change. I don't think there's nothing that annoys me. Lost World's got quite a lot of shit going on, but again, I've just come to love it. Like a few years ago, I'd have been like, there's too many people on the island, there's too many mercenaries, it doesn't need the San Diego stuff, all of that. But now I'm like, yeah, I like it all. You just grow to love it, don't you? It's all part of the package. The Jurassic World movies, I just don't know, they just never clicked with me. I don't particularly like the Owen character or the Claire character. I didn't like any of the new dinosaurs. I didn't like the new park, the open park. The park is open. That always seemed like a really low-hanging fruit idea to me. Like, oh, we got to reboot Jurassic World. What we're gonna do? Hey, that park it's open now. Like, that was very like, well, like, all right then. I don't know. I don't know that, like I say, it is a soft reboot and all that sort of crap. But the stuff that I like in Jurassic World, I suppose, it's just not they just don't jive with me very much. Jurassic Park 3 is like a theme park ride. You get on, you have your fun, or you don't, and then you get off and you go on with your life. Yeah. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? You kind of know what you're getting if you go to a film called Jurassic Park 3. It's not going to be it's not going to be prime cinema, is it? Why do all the relationships fail? Most characters are either divorced or split up. I think that's just the Spielberg influence, isn't it? Spielberg is all about the broken families, the wayward fathers, all that sort of stuff. Which I don't know why, because apparently his family unit was alright, wasn't it? I think. But we'll find out, because he's doing that biopic, isn't he? Seth Rogen's playing his dad. So if Seth Rogen's in that film and he's a cunt, then you... But yeah, it's all generally like absent fathers or surrogate fathers, like Alan Grant becomes a surrogate father. I mean, all of Jurassic is about creation and life and parenthood and mothers and fathers and dinosaurs and shit like that, isn't it? Creation, it's the creation story. Prometheus, all the way back to the Greek, the classics. What's your favourite dinosaur in the franchise? I've always been partial to just the classics, Triceratops or the T-Rex. Can't beat the T-Rex. I've got a little T-Rex toy on this shelf, but on over here. I'm not going to get it, but it's over there. But yeah, it's 4 in the morning. Here. I might have to call it, I think. But unless we've got any more little discussions we want to discuss. So there you go. That was the video. That was the big film I made. It was a lot of fun. One thing that surprised me was that I used quite a lot of licensed music. I just nicked it. I didn't pay for it. I used like 9 Inch Nails and like The Prodigy, and for some reason it never got flagged for the content. Nearly every other song I've ever used on YouTube, it gets the little... doesn't get blocked. Sometimes it does, which is annoying. Like, it just gets totally blocked. Nightmare. Most of the time it just gets like a copyright claim, and it's like the video's there, but like Universal or whoever owns the music. But on this video I used so much, and I was convinced it was going to do it. Not a single one. I mean, maybe it'll update it at some point, but technically if I wanted to I could have made money on that video. Not that I would have, because I don't care, but don't do it for that. Been fun and informative. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for tuning in and enjoying it and all that stuff. Something that really annoys me with a franchise is every other big dinosaur is shown to be stronger than the T-Rex. Yeah, that's true. Plus I think the worst one is probably the Spinosaurus, because the T-Rex actually gets its mouth on the Spinosaurus's neck, which that would have been all over then, wouldn't it? That's the strongest thing on the Rex, isn't it? Is its bite power. Isn't it like 15 times stronger than an alligator or something? Outrageous. But yeah, that was one thing about Dominion that I was a bit like eye-rolly, was that how like the Giga destroys the Rex, and the Rex is like totally all like laid up like, I'm dead, me, I'm so fucking dead. But like it's like lifeless, like it was like, we know it's going to come back to life, just have it at least breathing or moving or like, you know what I mean, struggling. But just to have it totally like, it was a bit like, come on. Rex has the strongest bite force of any animal on the planet. The strongest bite force of any animal on the planet. I'm trying to think of like a joke, but I couldn't think of like, not as strong as, and then I couldn't think of anyone famous for biting someone. Not as strong as that footballer that bit someone. Not as strong as Mike Tyson would have something to say about that. Oh dear. What I don't like is that I can't hear the music. What I don't like is that I can't hear the music. What I don't like is that I... Whoops. Maybe you touched too loud. Maybe you touched too loud. Alright, see you later, Ralph. Thanks for tuning in and asking all the questions and keeping it going. Appreciate it. Good night. Keep going. Appreciate it. I think the background music's been like way too loud this whole time. Ah, well, can't be helped. I'm not a pro streamer. I'm just doing my best. Well, I think I'm probably going to call it there, folks. Thanks for tuning in, if you did. A little bit behind the scenes on the Third Time's the Harm film that I made. It took a lot of time, a lot of effort for me. Because I normally make very short, little silly things, and that was a big, long, silly thing. So, but again, it was, yeah, I had a laugh doing it. I'm glad to see the back of it. Because it fucking dominated my life for like a year. How the fuck do people make real films? Christ. Like, I just keep thinking of Ridley Scott. He's like 89 or something, 88 years old. He's making like 3 films a year. Ridley. I'm making a Jurassic Park 3 meme documentary, and it was like, I couldn't move. I was like, I was struggling. Oh, I wasn't really. But yeah, damn. It gives, everyone should try it, because it gives you an appreciation of like actual good stuff. It's like, how did they pull off like Citizen Kane, and like how did they do fucking, I don't know, other stuff. It's a lot of effort, a lot of work and effort goes into it. So yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. I think that's me pretty much done. Again, I'm happy. If people watched it and liked it, great, I'm happy. If you watched it and you were hoping for a real documentary that looked into the stuff, I understand that was something that people wanted, but I was never going to be something I was going to make. And I know that the trailer that I put out doesn't really have any like, doesn't have any sort of indication that it's going to be a piss take. But then I thought, like, you can't just put this is a joke, you know what I mean? You can't put this is a joke in the trailer, because that spoils it. Like, I mean, like, I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe there'll be a real Jurassic Park 3 documentary made by someone else. Who knows? I don't know. I saw it twice. My girlfriend loved it. Dude, you did a great job. I showed it to my friends. Nice one, Nick. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, like I saw people saying like when I say I saw people, I mean like 2 comments who didn't get it, that it was a joke, or saw something in it and were like, oh, you should have put a warning that this wasn't real, because I thought it was real, or like you should have put something that flashed up that said, oh, everything you're about to see is not real. But then that spoils the joke to me. If right at the start of the documentary it flashes up, this is all a joke, then that's not, I don't know, that kind of spoils it, in my opinion. Like, I don't get it. Like, people people saying they mistaked some stuff for being real. Like, stuff that I thought was very, very clearly telegraphed as being fake. I don't think I could have made it any more obvious that some of it wasn't real. But then I got comments like that guy earlier who was like, it was 15 minutes from the end before, like, he must have been joking. There's no way. Like, at that point, just turn it off. Like, what the fuck? That's the great fucking conundrum of our times, is that people, if you don't outright go, this is a joke, like them, like vloggers who put skit in the title, go into the shops and skit, like they have to say that it's a joke, otherwise how would we know? Like, if you don't outright say, people go, oh, I thought it was real, I was totally, I feel like I was duped, I thought this was all totally real, and like, oh god, you know. But then like something that's totally 100% real and so obviously genuine, like that Will Smith slap or whatever, people are like, that's fake, that they're all in on it, it's all a conspiracy, it's all fake. What is that just how it is now? I don't know, I'm starting to rant, but anyway, like, it's either one thing or the other. Either people see something obviously a fucking joke and are like, oh my god, is that real? Is that footage of fucking Joe Biden smoking a joint real? Oh my god. Share it on Facebook. And then they see something that's like clearly real, and it's like, oh my, they're all in on it. It's all a conspiracy. It's all fake news, false reality. Right, I'm off for the night. See you later, everyone. It's been a laugh. I might do some more little streams. I don't know. Ain't really got much to talk about, to be honest. Could play some games. Got much to talk about, to be. Oops. Yeah, I'll see you next time. I don't know when my next videos or whatever's going to be, because I'm not that, you know, I only make stuff when I get an idea or I have a laugh. I'm not doing it for any other reason other than I enjoy doing it. So there you go. Alright then, good night everyone. If you're in the UK, make sure you stay cool, because it's hot out there. Don't I know it? We're in a fucking knitted balaclava in 40-degree heat. Anyway. Alright then folks. See you later everyone.